charts are bold. DD bands rapping stories untold. Riding with rockets through your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. The pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with your AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, everybody? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Get everything here together. 6070, cool. All right, DD band should be fixed, everybody. Just letting you guys know. We figured that out. Benny, Michael, Ibrahim, Aaron, Taekwon, Pat, Goober, Simon Dean, Financial Fraud, Mike Houston, Nathan Morris Dean. Good morning, all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Fraser, good morning. Devin, good morning. Jimmy talking out loud. Sam, Charles, Disco, Bebo, Malcolm, Victor, Sean, Sticky, Insane Football, Sire, Daniel, Lee, Michael. What's up? Peter, David, Leacher, Jeff, Aid, Pat, she's so fine. Don, Michael, has everyone seen the exposed? A bunch of Apex shares are getting moved to live and super pissed. Yeah, well, exactly. A lot of Apex shares are getting banned from trading. That's the part that's also pissing them off. They can't do the sim funded thing anymore. And not even live. They just can't buy any more sim funded accounts. Basically, Apex is cutting people off. They're finally like realizing they're at the edge of their risk rope there. What's up? Good morning, Simon. Good morning, Gabriel, Lee, Victor, Mike, Jason, Golddigger, Alexander, Iriduan. First, welcome. Hey. What's up, Gary? What's up, Jalen? What's up, Noxence, Ian, Drawing, Full Tilt, Nadia, Helpful, Novacan, Raw, G-Sat, Icewell, and Venster. Roll calls getting bigger and bigger every day. Remember, we used to roll call. Used to have like 25 people. Now we go through 200 names at 7:30. You guys coming pre-market. That's awesome. Ready to start your day. Ready to start the game. You know, get in, get early, do it right. That's the way. That's the way it works. All right, what do I need to do today? Oh. All right. Okay. Oh. Let's get to it, shall we? Each login. Oh, here we go. I got some things I gotta do really quick here. Looks like more Iran, Israel, same old, same old. Market's trying to trade down. Trump's telling the city to evacuate. They're pulling Trump to the White House. Wall Street decided to freak out in a miniature sense. I wouldn't say like freak out in a way that's like we should be worried sense, but you never know. Wall Street's looking for reasons to be mad and on fire about this. And as we learned, you know, it was short-lived for a day. We rallied back up. Now we're selling back off. How does Wall Street really feel? This is the part we have to kind of like think about. Hopefully it's not that bad today. Nobody wants a big sell-off day. We have Fed coming up tomorrow. Likely no rate cuts or anything tomorrow. Although traders have been pricing in, as I've been checking out, a September rate cut, like a little surprise rate cut coming out of nowhere. What do you guys think the odds are of getting a rate cut in September? It's probably very, very low probability we would get anything tomorrow, right? I think that's possible. If we do, the market might get freaked out. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. All right, so we've been bouncing all night off this yellow line. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy here. We're below MHP. That is the thing to be concerned about, at least for now. Let's see if this helps this thing out. Yeah, I need a new pencil tool. I'm starting to give up on this because when I'm streaming, like whenever I draw, see, every once in a while it just stops registering. I know you guys can tell, but when I'm like, hello, like, see, it then register there. Anybody have a better pencil tool than Epic Pen? I need to switch to something that's going to be all right. Let me know if you guys any kind of on-screen annotation tool. Like whenever I like I'm just going to draw a bunch of M's. Actually, like, yeah. See, when I draw, like every once in a while, it just kind of does. And I set the priority to high. See, it doesn't register some clicks. Any idea? We don't been pulling resilience numbers pre-market to get an idea of how resilience is gapping. We used to, and then I changed it. And why did I change it? I changed it because I think you could get false signals. The resilience is right, but I changed it so that people weren't seeing it and saying, aha, we're gapping up, things are good. We wanted resilience to actually start when it happened. We used to have it running all the time, and then I remember shutting it off and shutting it back on for that reason. Like, yeah, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. Like, resilience right now could tell us if the stocks are gapping down or not, right? Do I use OBS drawing tool? No, I'm using Epic Pen, which is a pencil drawing tool, third party. But yeah, great idea, Tom, because we used to think like that. I think it's a great thought that you had. Pulling this in pre-market, so how the stocks are going to gap down or gap up or whatever. So that impression that you have should be known by the fact that the index is gapping down. The index is red or index is green should give you the same indication. So the idea is wherever the stocks end up, they may not be as accurate as futures because they don't have as much overnight liquidity and they're not really traded as much. So usually resilience becomes important moments after the market opens. Usually when the market opens is the opening guess, or the market makers open all the stocks and stuff. But then within like maybe 10 or 15 seconds, the market quickly adjusts to like where it really needs to go. So that's where resilience really is important, 10 seconds in, give or take. And at the pre-market, it was sometimes misleading. Like you could say, aha, right now, looks like the index is trading down and resilience is trading up. We wouldn't see that often. That's one of the things about it, because they're usually on point with each other overnight. There's not really stocks trading to push them away. And so then we were like, okay, let's just start showing it to them. But that's a great idea, Tom. Yeah. Could be like we had another indicator that was like percentage of market, like which stocks are gapping down and which stocks are gapping up. Maybe we can create some additional tools, like a gap tool over here that says something along the lines of, what are the tech, maybe like pre-market, are the tech stocks jumping down? Maybe you can make a list and it could tell you which ones are gapping up or down on the watch list. We can come up with some clever ways to do that isn't resilience, to give you that same information. Let's brainstorm about that. It's a good idea. Yeah, that's like that one image that you sent me, huh? Yeah. 99.8% chance we don't change. Yeah, this period we don't. I don't think so. September, that's kind of where people are thinking we change a rate cut. I don't know. What do you guys think about September? Oh, by the way, pre-market monthly maps, we should be good for bullish. So basically, greater market's all bullish again. DD's good. Monthly map is good. Above MHP is probably going to happen. So we're just, all that matters today is we bounce at the lower DD band and support. This would be great. I'd love to see this today. This perfect, like that. That'd be great. This is like, day number one, big sell off because of the Iran stuff. Then we rally back up. And then we kind of sold off a little bit. And then day number two, we're trading back down. So the real question is, what's Wall Street's tolerance of what's going on in the Middle East? I swear, this is going to be a blip, like it never even happened. Maybe not today, but at some point. I've been trading long enough to tell you. I can't tell you how many countless times. No disrespect around the world, you know, for anybody. I can't count how many times one Middle East country fires rockets or drones or shoots at another in my trading career. It seems like it happens, I don't know, every day for the last 10 years. And sometimes it gets press coverage, sometimes it doesn't. This is a little bigger since the word, you know, nuclear weapon is entering, has entered the game. Makes people a little more scared, but you know, this is nothing abnormal to the region and our stock market. 99.9% of the day shrugs it off. Is this a big deal? This is what we have to think of. Are we going to war? This is what we have to think of. Are we at risk of being attacked? Are we at risk of our infrastructure being damaged? Et cetera, et cetera. And Wall Street is panicking because of that. You know, if we go to war, clearly infrastructure will be damaged. You know, shipping, ships could probably be interrupted, interfered with, and prices of things can go up. And that's really where the panic comes from. I think people just are hesitant on that, selling a couple of stocks in the S&P and NASDAQ that might probably have some correlation. But as of right now, you can see the economy's safe. Nothing's safe until you have a definitive, strong rumor that US is getting involved. This will just be like any other moment in time where you have conflict in the Middle East that Wall Street just tends to not price in much. Mostly because a lot of the companies don't really have much, not really, they're like shielded from what's going on over there. It's not affecting most of the companies in our country. So other than some panic and some handful of stocks being affected, maybe until we're decidedly pulled into this thing, I think this is just, the market needs some kind of excuse to take profit, and we're seeing it, but I don't think this is a reversal. This is definitely not a bear market. We've sold off and survived monthly maps. We stayed in liquidity pockets. We should be good for that. Let me show you what I mean by that, which means we didn't sell off hard enough to flip this market bearish. We always don't use monthly maps to make that decision here. All the selling we've seen, we are still well within liquidity pocket range. 590 on SPY is that, as of yesterday, current support for liquidity, which means we've got support all inside of here for bigger run up. I'd say a worst case scenario, we fall, to 590, maybe 100 points in the S&P. Possible. And if we lose this, then we're bear market again. So obviously it's kind of showing flat there. That's really that key level. And NASDAQ is even better, right? It's about 15 points lower. That's about 600 points in NASDAQ. So NASDAQ has even further to fall. So we should be all right. But keep your ears peeled. Listen to your news. Get your financial juice up for your wee-woos. And see if anything pops up today in the red text. Trump says this. Somebody says that. I think he threw out... Now, this, I saw the pictures and the videos on the roads in Tehran where, the citizens are kind of cramming in to evacuate the city because Trump said it's about time to evacuate the city, or I would evacuate the city or something. I think Wall Street took those comments as a threat, like he's saying that we're about to do something. I think he just said something like, beating his chest like Trump did. I don't think that was an active threat like something's coming, but people are panicking, over there, and reminds me of trying to evacuate the city here during Hurricane Rita after Hurricane Katrina. No way am I downplaying comparing what's going on over there to a hurricane, but it was the same kind of panic here because we just had Katrina devastate, our city in New Orleans, and everything got completely wrecked. You remember how bad Hurricane Katrina was? And then we had another Category 5 right after it within a year. And it was like, everyone get on the streets and get out of town now because you don't want another Katrina. And I remember what the roads were like. It took me 16 hours to drive somewhere that normally takes 2 to get out of town. So I can imagine the panic and fear going over there. It's kind of sad, kind of sucks. And I think that Trump was saying that, probably just to say that. I don't really think he was warning them of anything, just in general, kind of saying it's about to get tough for everybody as a general comment. So I don't think we should be selling. The reason I'm saying that is I don't think we should be selling off America's moments away from doing something. I don't think that's what's happening. We're already involved. Not in the way that Wall Street will care about. We've always been involved. What I mean is directly engaged in a war, like directly declaring war. We are probably right now at best defending and protecting, like, you know, shooting missiles out of the sky and stuff, intercepting things. But we're not directly involved in hostilities. We're not entering a ground war, things like that. That's where Wall Street is really going to actually care. Yeah. You guys are such smart traders. Trump hates war. We get a good deal. 100%. That's the bet you should make. Not giving you investment advice. That is the bet you should make. Trump will do everything to avoid a war. He understands that that would be bad for his tenure as president to be known for harming the economy by putting us in a proxy war between two people he really doesn't care about. We boil it down. We maintain our ally, you know, relationships, but this is small potatoes compared to what he's trying to accomplish in his presidency. This is just a nuisance to him, and he'll probably do everything he can to avoid it. He'll show force, but that's how he gets people to back down. With the tariffs, we learned that, right? Trump will just show signs of force and speak big and put on a big display, but he does it to intimidate, to get people to back off. And then he usually, you know, doesn't do anything really hostile like that. So that's his way of negotiating, bringing people to the table to talk. So you got to kind of take that bet. You know, my honest opinion, if you actually ask him how he really feels, he probably would just say, well, let them bomb each other. I don't care. But he has to because of, you know, the partnerships we have. But deep down, it's like probably not his, you know, his desire to get us more involved than we have to maintain this diplomacy. And the goal is to get everybody to the table to talk. Show him the bulge, reopen the zipper. Yeah. So I think we're going to be getting talks. So when you hear rumors or news of they're going to the table for talks, blah, 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 just imagine like trade war, same thing. When you get him in the room for talks, market just jumps. So kind of that's why I'm kind of preempting you guys for what to expect in the news today. Any kind of, you know, possible ceasefire, Iran's backing down, Israel's backing down, whatever. Any thought or hint of negotiation, undo any of that. And I think this panic might be short-lived. Now, again, we might completely dump at the open, hit lower TD bands. Either case, this might every single time set up, right? I'll be talking a little bit less today because I'm starting to lose my voice. So if I'm not talking too much, apologize. Trump is urging Powell to lower interest rates. Yeah, this is like the same song and dance at the last trade war. They had the same fight 8 years ago. Somebody says, Devin, try not my funded futures. Do I still provide CQG data for Scooter? I'm not really sure what kind of data they provide. The data I get through them in the live account is different than the prop account data because it's the real professional live data. The prop account, if they give you a CQG, I don't know if it's the universal CQG or the legacy CQG, which works on TradingView but may not work on Rocket Scooter. Range day, probably, yep. At best, I'd like to see us fall to here, hit those lower bands, and I can grab a long back up. That'd be awesome. Looks like we may be dumping out the open here. Hmm. 20 minutes till market opens. Levels for NASDAQ, yeah. Similar boat. Oh, that is NASDAQ, sorry. Hold on here. Switch NASDAQ to you. So there's a little bug that I'm getting fixed on the table. So DD band should be good now whenever you click the button, but it's not saving this when you save your layout. So you have to switch stickers and switch back to get the update. Let's delete some of this. 21,948. Oil futures are not. That's a good thought, Tom. Oil futures aren't moving much higher. Not convinced this will be a long battle. Yeah, so oil futures are a telling sign, right? He doesn't want oil to get expensive, neither does China. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of pushing for diplomacy. How can expiration of the VIX monthly options affect the market today? They can cause a little bit of choppiness. Basically, it doesn't really affect the direction of the market, but it can make the market unusually choppy. Now, VIX options expire in the morning on Wednesday, right? So it's going to be tomorrow morning. So today's trading day could be like unusually choppy. Yeah. What's up, Tyler? Good morning, man. All right, we start about 10, 20 minutes. You guys don't forget to smash the like button real quick. Is it a bad time to buy a house? No. It's a good time to buy a house. Rates are only going to go up probably. It's not the best time like it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, but I don't think we're going to get anything like that again. I got a house in December, so I don't think it's a terrible time. Premiums are, down a little bit, but rates are going up. The housing data still shows demand growth in housing, so that's usually where rates will go up when the demand is high. Usually. But, I mean, and when you ask mortgage people, they don't really know the market that much. You're gonna have to I mean, they understand like the comps and stuff of the house, but when I try to ask them like what makes rates go up, they didn't really seem to know. And I asked all the people we were shopping around with, they didn't seem to get it. So I just basically researched myself like how to correlate rates to see if they were going to go up or go down. And in December, when I looked, they looked like they were still going up, and they're still going up a little bit. Do I think it's going to get better? I don't think so. Like rates will probably still be here. Do I think housing get more expensive? I don't think so. So it's probably a sweet spot to buy if you're looking for 10 or 20 years, As Reddington is saying, yeah, house prices will only go up once the rates drop even a little. Yeah, that's it. And that was my thought too. Rates are higher than they were 4 years ago, but they're not like going down anytime soon. And so it's like, I better get in now before it gets worse, You don't think we'll ever see 3 or 4% again? Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of people like, I'm waiting for it to get that low. I'm like, well, you're gonna be waiting a long, long time for that. Yeah, like on the history of things, somebody said they're still kind of historically low. Yeah, this still isn't like terrible, It's worse than it was back then, but that was kind of a once in a lifetime thing. What's the tool I'm using here? Oh, I'm just fidgeting. This is a Fibonacci tool that I gutted and took all the guts out. So you go to settings and remove all the numbers and just make it a ruler. 0 and 1. It's just a distance with a halfway point. That way, when I measure a range, right, I can just eyeball the distance of the range, like here to here. That's, 200 points, and here's the middle. I just constantly am using this to find like the midpoints of ranges and stuff. It's also where I can find a red line just to mark it. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go quick restroom break, but in the meantime, here's a word from our sponsors. All right, we are back. What's up, y'all? Good morning, Jim. In the 80s, you buy your first house at 11%. Yeah, it's been higher, right? It's been a lot higher. Yellow lines are resistance pivots called margin buffer limit pivots. They're just exhaustion to move. They're always going to be interrupts to an upward move. If we're moving up and you hit it, usually that's the end of my long. Without it, I usually interrupt at the upper DD band. All right. Hopefully we get something good. Now today, if we break these orange lines, I'm pretty happy. If you lose yellow, it's usually really bad. If you bump into yellow, it usually is resistance for a while, and it takes a fight to break through it. So any long trade I take, I usually exhaust at some interrupt pivot. Blue is an accelerant. So anytime you hit blue, it's going to pick up some additional steam. Orange is always a pivot from both directions. Really hard to break through, just like yellow. It's how it's really kind of hovering there. So today out the door, hopefully we survive this. 90% of days do not break MHP in the overnight and stay put. So we have tried to break it, but we're still doing slightly okay. So hopefully we'll be good on that. Hopefully. Are they correct in the platform? Yeah, make sure you roll your contract over. You'll have to roll in the table and then switch tickers and switch back, and it should save that. Now, we're going to make it to where the save layout saves your selection here. It used to, but for some reason it's not doing it anymore, and we're going to fix that. So once you switch it once and save your layout, it should stay switched forever. But anytime you refresh your platform, you're going to have to redo the same thing. And also, when you switch it, it doesn't update the bands on the chart. I'm putting in a request for that to be where you switch it. It automatically updates for you. So switch it in the table to the correct month that you want to look at, and then switch tickers and switch back, and it should be good. Oh, yeah. You got the twins yet, Stu? Until the 9th. They got twins on the way. All right. So today, this morning, had some data come through. Industrial production, month over month, slightly down. Import price index somewhat higher than the previous. Yeah, nothing really today. Tomorrow's Fed, so tomorrow's gonna be really big. Oops. And we're off in 8 minutes. Guys, look at the smash that like button. We're doing okay, so I'll let you guys know. I did a giveaway for Lifetime. I'm gonna gripe at you guys for a bit. Lifetime giveaway. Rules are pretty clear. Every month that you spend $1,000 at a prop firm, and at the end of that month, we'll do a giveaway for anybody that qualifies. Like if you spend $1,000 at a prop firm using our code, you enter a giveaway and we give you free Lifetime. Why do we do that? Well, think about it. Sometimes you have a tough month, right? Sometimes you might lose a lot, lose prop firms a lot, have to re-up a lot. You might have a terrible month. And so it was thought of as a give back to the community. As in, oh, you've had a tough month. Well, here's free lifetime for one of you. Because it can be disheartening and discouraged. And if you're down that much with the prop firm, we might as well maybe sweeten the deal a little bit to help you get back on your feet. And that was the giveaway, was designed for that. How do we know how much you spend with your code? Well, it's up to you to figure out a way to track it. So if you want to enter the contest, just know month to month, you got to figure out how to track it. Now, again, you can get all your receipts from your prop firm. You know how much you spent. You have to just prove it. And we can verify with the prop firm as well, your information. But anyways, it's easier if you're just like, here's all the purchases I made this month, and that's it. And if you'd like to enter, just keep track of using the code. So the thing is, like, if you spend $1,000 there, it's like, okay, maybe every once a month we'll give away one free lifetime. It's a $4,000 prize. And so just everybody knows it's for the previous month. So if the month happened, of May, at the end of May, we do a drawing. We're still doing May's drawing. We had it yesterday and somebody won and somebody lied. And they were like, oh, well, I didn't spend $1,000. Can I get the lifetime anyway? And I'm like, I repeated myself. I was so disappointed. And I told you guys, if you enter this and you win and you lied, you're in it for everybody. And the person was messaging us like, what's up? Like, why don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, maybe they lied or they didn't understand or whatever it was. I'll be very clear. Understand the rules. And I was so angry. I was like, fine, I'm not doing it. But then I was like, I'm not going to hurt everyone else. But this is the one get out of jail free card for the community. If you enter the contest under false pretenses anymore, anybody does, then it's going to ruin the giveaways for everybody. It takes a lot of time out of my day, hours to track down accounts, get everybody accounts, help y'all out, for someone to try to scheme and scam us. You already get live trading for free. You already get free accounts for free. If you're going to be a you know, kind of like a dummy head like that, we need to stop doing it altogether. Yeah, if you lie, this is so then we decided here's the penalty. We're going to make an example out of this one person. So if you do lie or you enter the contest under false pretenses, not only will you not win, we will ban you from life from your use of Rockstar platform forever with no chance of recovery. It's lifetime jail without parole. And that guy got banned for life. So hopefully that sends a message it doesn't ever happen again. And so yes, we'll remove a customer because we don't even want disloyal and dishonest people that are using our system as well. So yeah, banned for life. And that was his punishment. And you guys will have a giveaway on Friday. But the idea was, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't know the rules. That would have been fine. I get it. But the person was like, can I have it anyways? And when they said, can I have it anyways? I said, I got something better for you. And so they have been removed from the community. Remember, that was so unfair to all of you guys. Can I have it anyways? No. No, you can't. That wasn't cool. If it was, oh my God, I wasn't paying attention on the rules because I was like jacking off and I made a mistake, I would have been like, okay, it happens. Look, don't happen again. But just FYI. If it came down to like, I didn't know I had to buy 1,000 in May. Is there anything I can do to get it anyways? I really need it. Let me know. So at this point, that was it. There's where it comes down to. No. By asking, you've removed yourself from our platform. And yes, I'll be strict going forward. Yeah, no. You can't just like sneak in and then beg for it. So anyway, sorry that, well, guess what? We have a new lifetime giveaway. That was the announcement. So a new lifetime giveaway for you guys on Friday. We'll do it again. So, and at the end of June, we'll do it again for June's stuff. Yeah. You spend 1,000 Canadian dollars. Does that count? To be fair with everybody, it has to be 1,000 US dollars. That's it. But anyways, the whole reason for that is to give back to people who may be down. It's like, why would I give away something that's expensive? Well, because you may be feeling down. You may have spent a lot and it's hard. And you might be like, man, I'm kind of struggling to spend all this money and I blew up a bunch and I really need to figure out how to do this. And I'm like, well, hey, here's a gift for you. And if you're like, can I have it anyways? It defeats the purpose of the whole point of the thing is not for me to give away free fucking product to everybody. It's to help somebody when they're down. Like everything I do, like a $20 boot camp, it's to help traders I don't have to do a lifetime giveaway. But that's the point. To help somebody who's already spent a lot to finally make them feel better. Because they may be like, man, I hate trading. I'm going to quit trading. This is so hard on me. It's too much. I'm spending too much money. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, at least I can learn for free now. Then we thought as a company, that'd be such a cool idea with all the other cheap and free stuff that we do. And so that was the point. Not just to hand away free shit. It was to help somebody out. Like throw a Hail Mary to one person once a month that may have spent a lot of money trying to make it. Simon Dean won the free months lifetimes ago and it helped so much. Yeah. Because that's the point of the contest. Can I have it anyways? No, you can't. As a matter of fact, because you don't understand the culture of Rocket Scooter. Pack up your knives and go. Get out of my kitchen. And so that's it. But the culture here is like, we want to really help people. Pickle! We open in 1 minute. Hold on, Pickle. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Market's opening. Don't bark at me. Can I do a giveaway for unemployed people? Aren't we all unemployed? As traders? Not that, then it's all right, have to leave. So we have to leave the door open because Pickle's gonna be running around here and be crazy today. All right, so you get that hedge pressure burp at the open here to be nice. Love you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button, friends. And we're off to the races. Let's see what we're doing here. Now we get the resilience pop up. Positive S&P, negative NASDAQ. Don't forget little index divergence there. Ooh, we're ripping. Look at that. MHP bounce break. Let's go. Pushing, pushing, pushing. It's looking pretty solid. All right, we'll see what we get. I'd love to long off MHP on that kind of break like this. Like I said, I don't think yesterday is a big permanent change in the market. Let's see what we get though. Open up our liquidity maps here. Let's go to SPY. Double check. All right. Looks like it could be a long out the door with positive res. Yeah, both the resiliences are good and positive. I do like what I see on both of them. All right, let's get the map coming through on QQQ. QQQ, which is good. All we have is a box trade, so the open price is support today on QQQ. That's it. There's nothing else nearby to long off of. MHP dynamic overnight is going to be the one. Hold on, wait. Let me double check that these aren't. These are updating. Okay. Come on, SPY. Come on. Stop being crazy. Oh, shoot. EST and SPY. Okay, cool. So open price and SPY is a support. So when we pull back, the open on SPY is there. So it's roughly EST 6024. Okay, so 20 points, 2 points lower on SPY open. And QQQ every single time. Sorry, that was old maps. Okay. So yeah, every single time at the open. It's a long at the open. Anything below is a crash. Perfect. Perfect. So we have one point entry today, and it is there or it's nowhere. Perfect. EST trade down inside of here. I do like it. Let me start jumping in on some of this. I'm gonna start building some longs here. Bouncing on MHP. I think for right now, let's try to get. There's NASDAQ there. Resilience is negative on NASDAQ, so just be careful on the gap fill. But we do have EST on NASDAQ. Let me pull a second chart here. Where'd my other chart go? Oops. Okay, so I'm longing at the open. If it pulls back, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to get in on this. It's a great setup. I'm going to put two charts here so we can watch them side by side just to monitor. S&P 6070 monthly hedge pressure will be resistance to fight through. But this is good. EST on S&P around the edge here. Pretty much slightly below the open. So let me put a little line here, let you guys see where it is. That's about it. EST setup. Yeah, both of them. Simon's on it. So liquidity pockets inside of here, which is good. I can probably just try to get in on something, but it's, let's see. Resiliences are negative. That's the thing. So let me see if it tests the low, or shit, negative resilience and below MHP. Okay, so let's get the low and let me tap it. VIX is still kind of in a weird spot. My confidence in this is maybe like 60-70%, and not like the big confidence it always has been. All right, EST at the bottom now. Again, negative resilience is not good. Oh, it's turning positive. Okay. All right, let's hit it. Let's hit it pretty decent, I think. Let's pop it. Okay, so we're doing EST setup on S&P, which is roughly here at the open. Liquidity pocket 10-point trade. I got Nasdaq as well above MHP, which looks good. No fear of this. This is hopefully going to pop from here. Watch the resilience numbers. They just went positive, which is good to fill the gap and pull through the zone. We are in an LP. This is a gimme trade today. Which should be good. Watch the stocks. DD ratio is decent. Then we'll double check monthly maps here. Hopefully this liquidity pocket holds. This is a pretty decent setup here. No irrational alerts. That's good. We are in bear zone on monthly maps though. So caution on that on the S&P. It's a little chopped up here. All right, so hopefully hopefully we stay good here at the open. Should be all right. So I got kind of like my fingers crossed here. Hopefully we don't lose this and sell off. Resiliences are decent. Everything does look good. Monthly map's a little suspicious here. So if we lose bear zone top and keep falling, market's going to collapse. So this is one of those times that this is like it's either now or never from here. And we'll see how the market works. Liquidity pocket is one of our favorite setups here. All right, so fingers are crossed here. I am hitting it pretty decent on S&P futures right here, bear zone top. This is all good pivot here. So hopefully we hang. I mean, all data looks good. This would be the rarest of the rare, the weirdest of the weird for it to sell off. All your resiliences are good. TD ratio is good. No bad alerts. We're in a liquidity pocket. This is basically ideal setup. The only thing is, are people still going to freak out over the news, what's going on here? But there's no headlines right now. And nothing going on. I don't really think there's any problems here. What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to smash the like button, friends. Resilience is having a hard-ish time, and now it's finally starting to give way. So let's say some prayers here. Let me double check some of the big stocks and see what's happening around the street. Nvidia is good. Apple is not. Amazon is good. Google is not. Microsoft is good. Nope, Microsoft is okay. Meta is not. But everything's still bullish with just support potential lower lows. So we should be okay. I didn't see any bear liquidity maps. I just saw stocks not filling their gaps. So let's rip it, baby. Let's go. Let's let her rip. I like what I see. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Get some green on the board, so hopefully we hang in there. We break MHP today on S&P. Nice clean bump, at least through the pocket. This is the good trade I want to get from pocket to pocket. SPY is clean right there. Putting some green on the board. Love it. Nasdaq is still trying to move. Nasdaq's pocket's going to be roughly about 40 points from here, so about 223, give or take. So Nasdaq's pocket goes right to there. S&P is the one that's kind of moved the farthest, and S&P is also the stronger of the two today, indicated by resilience, right? The S&P is a -5 versus Nasdaq's -30. And also we're starting to lose some traction there. Now the question is, do I want to trim out or just hang on and bet that things get better? So QQQ liquidity pocket. I still trade it every single time. The question is how big. So I grabbed 3. I'm pretty much I've got big balls on this one. Let's see what we get. S&P and MHP. If we do break through, that'd be great. The pocket on S&P goes to 73 for the most part. So this is the scalp. We got all kind of resistances here, negative rest. So it's gonna be a really hard push to break out 73 and higher. So it's all up to kind of like your bet. Do you think we get there or not? We are MHP below and negative resilience, which means we have pressure down from here. So what resilience is doing is a resistance pressure from here. So trying to get movement here. My fear is that it's going to try to sell off. We don't have everything lining up anymore, and res is deteriorating. The strength of the pocket is up. The resistance of resilience is down. And usually the pocket will win. It doesn't mean we're not going to chop a little bit before we get there. So like I said, this is where I'm fearing markets to be trying to sell. And look, we're getting a little bit of selling pressure there. Losing this would be very devastating for the day. Losing the only liquidity pocket you have, there's no support. It's just like last time. There's nothing underneath this at all except for that lower DD band. So inside of here, if we do crash out and fall, there's really no support until about here. So this is very bad. Very bad on a break. Here, so let me trim. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. A break of 10 points is usually my stop. So I'm still going to hold on, but I'm just have 2 instead of 3. Losing the indications here. And so my second attempt is if we do lose, let's just say about here. Maybe I'll do 56 because that's where the yellow line is. If we lose this, it's very bad, and the potential is down to here, to where I will long every single time as well. So the idea is I'm either longing from here today, or I'm longing from here today, or I'm doing nothing in between. Like I said, this is going to fight here a little bit. It's still every single time, so I'm not too worried about it. But very bad below. I still make the bet on the pockets every time, but you've got resistance from 2 different places up here. It's going to be hard to push through. I think I'll still make an attempt for it, but we'll see. Roughly only 10% of pockets don't hold more than 10 points below them. So we're about right here, give or take. And there's nothing underneath this. And if only the stocks are giving us some love today. This might not work. Yeah. Well, the strong pivots, well, we had indication as I was shouting earlier that it might not work because we lost resilience. So that's showing resistance from the middle here. And while you try to make an advance, this is just resistance, right? So we're losing value with the stocks, which means I might not get this trade. I still take the attempt up until 1 strike distance below. So S&P, I'll pull the plug right here if it doesn't work. This is just overshooting, and I'll get right back in if we reclaim that. So first attempt, not going to work, I don't think. I'll have to try this one more time. I'm still holding on to 2. I just trimmed a little bit on the volatility here, and you're going to wait to see if it breaks back up. I'm hoping to see the stocks get some movement there. Yeah, a little bit of rip on the stocks, and then people just immediately started selling about 8 minutes in. Resilience was a nice leading indicator. Give about 2 minutes head start. I started showing doubt on the position right inside of here, but I'm not that heavy in. I'm only 2 contracts deep, so it's not like it's a big it's a big deal. We'll see how this works out. Nasdaq is the worst of the 2, so let's focus on S&P and see if the S&P of the better of the 2 starts to pick up some ground here. Very bad on the break. It's going to write that there. I trade from here to here every single time. The problem is we have resistance from there. We have half gap resistance as well. So let me make this bigger now that we have all the pieces in play. Let's see everything here. So what we've got in front of us is we have a liquidity pocket, which is from bear zone. Let me just draw some notes on here for you guys. Another 90% close above. Should be okay. Well, I'd say probably less than 90, maybe. Resilience doesn't really correlate, but we don't have full confluence, but I'd say roughly 90% is what it normally is with ideal conditions, which we still kind of do have. Bull zone bottom, and we're likely to close below it. It's going to be rare to close above the bull zone. So the pocket is going to be very stable today. And looks like my trade is back to being all right. I did have 3 contracts on it when I started, but I trimmed on the fall. But I'm still hanging on for it. See if we're all right here. Nasdaq's kind of in a similar boat. Hopefully we get some little momentum if we reclaim MHP on Nasdaq. That'll be a nice little gamma squeeze there. Resilience is getting slightly better, but still not improved. Your half gap is still kind of in the same place. I'll just put them, they're on top of each other there. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. When we get up to 1,000 viewers, we'll be giving a Tradeify straight to funded account every single day on the stream. We give away 80 accounts, we give away 100 accounts every single month. 80 are donated from our partners, and the more use the Rocket Scooter code. the more I negotiate for more giveaways to give. And every month we get more and more and more and more. I promise you guys once we get to 1,000 concurrent viewers in the morning, but we were close to like 900 today, I will spend $5,000-ish a month to buy 20 more Tradeify straight to funded to give out a funded account every day as a thank you to the show, to those of you on the show in the mornings. Half gap resistance when res is less than 0. We have no major news today, so there's really no reason for the market to like pick up momentum. We're just going to have to follow the natural momentum of the stocks, and we're not getting any love today, unfortunately. So we got 2 resistances here nearby. And the thing is, I want to get the full spectrum trade through here. And I'm betting that the stocks get better, but they're not getting better. So this is where you speculate. Do I think that the stocks get better? Is this white line or the gray line going to go above 0? And that's what I want to see. If this line goes above 0, then this will pick up some more momentum to keep going. Until then, I always long every single time through the pocket, even though I've got resistance on both of these things here. Now, another conflicting piece of information that's kind of jumbling up this choppiness again is that you have your MHP, which is the orange line here. There's a high probability you close above. So we have that going for us too. Breaking through MHP and creating a negative gamma squeeze is not the most likely thing. So now when you look at this, it's kind of funny. You've got something that wants to do this, something that wants to do this, something that wants to do that. And that's what you're staring at, kind of. Right? A nice tight range day with negative resilience. It looks like the stocks are fading out. If we lose this area, it's very bad. There's a lot of space and not a lot of support. The support is at 60.32. 30 points a drop if it falls. And the stocks are not picking up the momentum here that I'd like to see for it to rally. So my odds are very low on this. And I keep kind of like contemplating. I size down with the lack of equivalence. This might not be a good bull update today, fellas, ladies and fellas. But I'm hoping that the stocks get better, and that's all I'm watching right now. We don't want this to be some nasty little sell-off day. Okay, let me shut my door real quick. But like the saying goes, bear zone top to bull zone bottom. We take that every single time. No matter what the odds look like. The odds are good to take it every single time. Love watching me trade, Professor Matt. What an education. Thank you. So we're just looking at the resistance pressures. Because I don't think the market's going to collapse on, medium level conflict in the Middle East right now, that's not full global escalation, I'm going to take the long bet. It's the only thing bringing the market down. And I'm going to bet and hope that while I'm sitting here, that the resilience number, which is this number right here, I'm going to hope that this goes above 0, which shows the stocks are picking up momentum. If it doesn't, when we approach this half gap, I'm just going to probably close out. Be all right with that. Looks like I'm picking up some steam here on this trade. 400 bucks, 500 bucks. Let's go. There's the pocket. There's the pocket. Fuck this. All right, I'm going to take profit on this. Okay. Okay. Let me just take the profit. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Okay. That's the trade. Rocks the chat. I'll close it out because Res didn't move. All right. Okay, let's wait. This is not good. This is not going to pick up momentum from here. I'm not going to short this either. I think the market, I think it's doomed today. I really do. That's just me though. I don't think anything's going to happen. This is what I drew every single time. Professor, you guys call me Professor Matt. Pretty solid trade. I'm not complaining about that. Doesn't look too good, guys. I'm not shorting though, but that was the long scalp I wanted, and I'm going to get out of the way of that one. EST, I take that every single time. That's pretty good, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We should be all right from here. We'll see. All right, let me prep. All right, I want to trade a different account now. Actually, no, I'm just gonna do this one. Yeah, this one I still have some room to move on this one. Okay. I gotta roll all my positions over. I don't think we're in a good spot to rally from here, guys. I don't. Resilience isn't budged. We've hit half gap resistance. We're in a pocket. It's probably gonna turn around. So I think from here the market's looking like it's gonna try to sell. Fully out of the way on that pocket trade. I got in, got out. It's rare. It would be rare. Okay, rare to sell. Okay, rare to crash. Rare to sell off. I don't expect it to happen. Rare to sell. But if we do sell, and if the market does crash today, it's from here. But it's from here. But this is it. But here is where it falls from. If it falls. This is the only place it falls from. Here. Right now. That's it. MHP resistance, negative res. This is the resistance. And if you break here, this is bad. I'm so good to get out of the way of this one. So it's rare to sell, but here's where it sells from. If it does sell. Business inventories in 4 minutes. I'm not at all a bear in this market at all. But you know, we kind of look at both sides of the fence. This is the only resistance there is. Half gap and bull zone bottom in there. That's it. This is the only resistance, and it's not even that strong. It'll be very rare to sell it from here, and it's likely to rally. So my finger's on the button of, do I get the bull zone bouncing long off of it? I already took the LP trade once, and I'm waiting to see what happens again. Stocks are improving a little bit. Nasdaq looks exactly the same as the S&P, which is why we're watching the S&P. That little bump was just a Nasdaq monthly hedge pressure. Again, Nasdaq's still in the pocket as the whole same setup here. Resilience is starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Not fully bullish yet, but better. There you go. What do you want? What up? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up? Shh. What? Hey. Shh. Well, the question is, what do I do from here? The one trade, so we're chopping here for a little bit until conditions get better. And then on the break, if you break bull zone through here, The bull zone test is my next long entry. I never chase a bull zone break. I always wait for the retest. You guys know the rules there. All right, so playing in the range, my call is actually that it has a high potential of not moving. So when I do 3 little slashes, if we break any pop and any support here, I will long if res is positive because half gap is in the same spot. And then if the DD ratio is good, which it is, I'll be fine. Now, just remember, today in monthly maps, we ended up kind of being on the bear side of things just temporarily. So we might still see some volatility today. In all honesty, guys, the evidence is not there for a rally today. It's partially there. You put a gun to my head and say pick a direction, I would pick long still. My conviction isn't super strong. It's getting better with the white lines moving up a little bit, but it's not fully there yet. So this is not a let me chase the long for a big rally I'm going to miss out day. This is a let me be careful and hit my pivots day. Every single time off of the bottom, yes. On the break confirmation, yes. So we're still kind of like in the same boat here. The S&P. Rare to sell, but here's where it falls from. If it falls, it's only here. If we break up through here, then it's goodbye market. Bull market all day. Resiliences are getting slightly better in the S&P. That's good. Looking pretty solid there. Oh. I like what I see. Like I said, man, I always like taking that bull bet there. No bearishness here, no selling off here, nothing. The question is, do I get on the long side here? I need a defining break and support. It's the rarest thing to push through here and continue to rally without stopping and testing. So the question we have here is, do we actually do that? Nice bull setup. Good deal. I took the long, made the trade. I like it. I hate this like war rhetoric that's happening on the market, man. It's interrupted such a nice, clean, easy bull market, right? We hate it. We hate seeing problems in the world to begin with. We're good people here. Everybody around the world is also good people. It's not bad people causing these issues. It's bad politicians. And, hopefully, everybody thinks around the world stabilize for people's, well-being, and of course for the market's well-being. We want to see happiness in the stock market. We don't want to see crap. We don't want to see turmoil. We don't want to see shit selling off. MHP bounce, 9 o'clock news pop. We had the housing index stuff, retail inventories excluding auto. Those came in right at par, so there really wasn't any big news that came out, but at least it was some kind of news. From now, it's just a sit and wait game. Honestly, I have very little conviction to chase along from here. We don't have the full push of the bull side of things. Nasdaq resilience is still negative. It doesn't mean we're selling off, but it means we are resistance from the stash line, just like it shows. And again, I can take the long trade every single time like I always do. As you guys know, you guys are looking at my pro level analysis that's keeping me from jumping in and chasing on the long from the top. It's still going to be choppy. VIX expirations tomorrow morning as well. So we might get a little bit of choppiness. Again, you asked me my direction. I'm going to say long, but not long like it's a chase long, but long from here. And then long on the break. And then within 30 minutes to an hour, when it does retest, not the initial bounce, but like later on bounce, it's a long only here on the break and test. And that's basically it. You got the EST trade. I'll take this trade every single time. The reason we call it every single time, because there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's kind of 4-ish. The market loves supporting inside of here. So now you're kind of just battling with a really tight, really solid liquidity pocket range. LPs are amazingly strong. That's why I'm not that bearish. It's very hard to lose that, but it's also very hard to break that. So who usually wins? Well, if I have to choose from a tie, I always pick the bull side. What platform do you use? It's called Rocket Scooter. It's a new platform. The link is in the description. All right, so what do you guys think? See, the bull side's still kind of hanging in there. Resilience is trying to get better, but not picking up steam. Like I said, this is what I'm waiting for. Get a pop, get a drop. I'll probably take a long off of that. But until then, I'm waiting to see if I get anything good from here. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. It's kind of in the same boat. You guys see how good? Like, Rocket Scooter stuff is really solid, right? As we are getting the actual truth about the market. Long from here is a good setup as it keeps trying to be. But really, the breakout play needs confirmation, this 22,100 level, right? That's kind of what we want to see. Overnight MHP, right? That's the bounce point that we're looking at right here. All right, the question is, do I want to try to get on the long here? S&P resilience is improving a little bit, but I wait. So the thing is, I don't chase along from here. I wait. I want to see how I have this like giant arch drawn right here. I wait for the break and bounce. That's what I always have to do. All right, now let's see. Do I get that little bouncy bounce here or not? This is the next question. How do I want to play this? For some reason, and again, that's just might just be me, but for some reason, I'm like terrified of taking a long here. I just don't feel like, for whatever reason it is, I just don't feel as bullish as I want to feel. I really don't. But you got to do what the data tells me to do. I wish it was like a little bit of a different setup, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. But like, we'll trade liquidity pockets all day long. If the universe wants to hand those to me, I'm absolutely fine with that. All right, guys, what do you think? Should I long at bull's own bottom or not? Hmm. All right. Now the question is, am I going to long at the bounce? What do you guys think? My plan today is short for more. No, no shorting. My plan is to wait. We are rallying with negative resilience, guys. This is a false rally. And I'm not participating in it. The question I have is to wait and see. Remember, I draw everything ahead of time, and I drew this for a reason. In any moment now, this can snap down. And again, rare to sell, but I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that bullishness to support any upside move from here. So I'm holding off, being smart on this. And this is kind of what I'm feeling. I think being smart on this is the right way to go. Not shorting it, but I'm holding off to see if conditions change. That's what I'm looking for. So hopefully we should be okay. I got that one long out the door, and now I'm waiting. The question is, do I long at bull zone bottom? Let me get back to the S&P because that's the one we're really going to watch today. Bull zone bottom is a very strong support bounce. Only about 10% of days will break and go through it. But see, I've drawn kind of this like loopy little arrow right here. We've done good so far identifying the first liquidity pocket. MHP break is a really strong contender, and 90% of days do want to close above it. But now you have pressure that's doing this and stretched pressure that wants to do this. Okay. Negative resilience is the clue that this is nearby. I'm not shorting it because I don't know how high it's going to go, but I'm not taking the long here yet. This is a fake breakout. And I'm not convinced of it because the stocks aren't going with it. Do we all see the resilience as bay? I love this indicator. Ooh, I love it so much. Okay. I swear, Pickle comes up here for like a minute. Question is, do I take it or are we going to sit out on this? I love when I just say stuff and it happens. I love when I just say stuff and it happens. That's why you guys are here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Rez is always right. It's sometimes just early, but Rez is never wrong. Doesn't mean we're selling off. But the question is, do I want to long here? I can take an every single time long off a bull zone bottom, but resilience is not strong enough to prove a rally. While it's rare to sell, I'm going to sit out on this. God, I didn't get faked out by that. And the question is, there is a potential long from here. Every single time setup, as we call DD ratio, strong enough to take a long. Bulls, this is the opportunity to be bullish if you've got some balls of steel and want to fight against the stocks that aren't rallying. Bears, losing this level a second time, again, brings us back down the area. You know, there's not really sell-off potential. We still have strength from the bottom, but there is that upside down U that I draw. And since I don't have really strong conviction either way, I'm going to wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. Somebody said, oh my God. Yeah, I'm fine with sitting out. Res needs to be positive. Right. I'm with you guys. I don't think it's sell-off material, but if it sells off, it could sell off hard. So let's hang on to this for a little bit. This is an opportunity to long from here, advantageous bulls, and I should join the bull side as I always do on the test, as I always do. Again, as I always do. But for some reason today, it just feels a little off. Now, resilience is starting to move, which is good. We're getting some steam there. So it might actually be all right. That was the long opportunity if there was one. And I'm convincing myself not to take it. See how good, even though I'm not taking the trade, you see how scripted I am with like waiting for stuff? It's decent enough. So we are getting some movement on the stocks. Should be okay. Upside movement from here could go all the way back up to the top if it does hold. So like I said, I kind of want to wait and see what happens. I don't know if we're going to sell off today. I don't think we will. But I love when I'm talking and it just happens the way it does. So it looks pretty all right here. No shorts. No betting for this. No betting for against this. It's not as clean of a setup as I'd like for it to be. Not like yesterday. And so let's be extra cautious here. This very well could repair itself. Resilience is never wrong. It's just early, and now it's getting a little bit better. So let me make this bigger for you guys to see that. What this is a gap fill predictor. It's a very smart tool that utilizes the aggregate of the movement of the stocks inside of a redistribution zone, which is the space between the open and close of yesterday's session and today's session. And we look at a flux equation that looks at the propagation of stocks market cap through that zone. And we weigh it out and give you an indicator to let you know the index is leading or lagging behind it. Right now, the stocks are not moving here, and they're actually moving down, and the index is moving up. This is an arbitrage opportunity. So let me delete this since it just happened. I'm not going to take the long. What you're seeing with negative resilience is the following, is that stocks are below their dashed line as a sum. Stocks are here. Okay, stocks are here. They're below that. And the index is up there. The index has now stretched above the stocks. Okay, so the idea that it could snap down is why I'm avoiding the long. The index is here, stocks are there, and resilience is telling you of that discrepancy. So a lot of times resilience can lead off and predict a bull trap as this is setting up to be. And we should see. Now, again, we have a lot of other supports going on here. Monthly hedge pressure is still yanking this up as it should, 90%. Bull zone bottom is, bear zone top is still yanking this up again, 90%. You have two strong supports, and then you have the stocks not moving. So what it tells you is that the market is going to like have a field day, maybe playing inside of here for the most of the day. We might get a quick flush to bear zone top again for a second long trade. Would be kind of nice. Until then, the hold off is not the trade from here. We're going to be smart about this today. All right. Whew. What do y'all think? What do we got? I'm not even reading chat. Bull zone, half gap, and bear zone for NASDAQ. Roughly in the same spot, but let me show you. These are your levels here. This is, let me just zoom up in this one. This is roughly going to be 22,102 and 2262. I did not draw the half gap on NASDAQ. Let me find it real quick. Oh, it's basically right there into that consolidation. So let's see how good we are at picking this out. Resilience, like they say, resilience is never wrong. It's just early. And we're getting all the evidence that the stocks aren't moving. That's the real question. So what are we going to do about it, guys? What do y'all think? All right, 1 second. Watching resilience still kind of head back down. The question is, could I still take a long position from here or not? And I don't want to long against what the stocks are doing. All right, still same thing. Index popping, resilience pulling. What do we got going on today? Whoo, gosh, guys, we're getting so close to our 1,000 viewers, man. We have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every day. I'm so happy to see this stream getting as big as it is. I'm really excited to have you guys here. I really am. I told you, when we get up to 1,000 viewers in this stream, I'm going to go out there and buy 20 additional Tradeify straight to funded accounts so that every day I can create another funded trader. Speaking of, I'm going to give away some take profits today. How about I give away 250K accounts with take profit trader? How's that sound? How many more alts do you need to Matt argue with his girlfriend? No, I'm arguing with okay. So I called out with unusual whales guy that was like spinning some bullshit. Okay, so as somebody that's created a substantial piece of software and pioneering the gamma exposure space and you know, being part of this kind of wave and watching other software copycats pop up around the foundation that a lot of these, you know, groups in retail started a decade ago. There's a lot of marketing terms that try to convince people they're selling something they're not, and the public doesn't know any better, and I'm a big advocate against it. So Yeah, so there's people that like to market, and I call it this unusual whales guy for talking about, we have this market maker data feed, this and that, and I know that you can only you can't acquire any such thing. You can create a model that assumes where options are belonging to market makers, and you have to have a sophisticated model to assume this. But the presentation was as such where the person was saying, we have this and this, we have market maker data, we have something nobody has, and they were outright, Unusual Whales is outright lying to the public. And the guy who was doing it was outright lying, and I called him out, and I said, no such data feed exists. And he argued with me online, like, who are you? So anyways. But yeah. So we're talking to some professionals right now about the origins of the data feeds here. So we're having, like, me and a bunch of industry professionals right now are talking about this thing. Oh, look at that. I mean, guys, like, come on. Look at that. Resilience is never wrong. So essentially, so you can, like, there are certain types of, like, bulk data. So the idea was, Unusual Whales was creating a software application, which is like a lot of people do. They market this thing. We got market maker data. Here's the thing that ticks, and it shows this price by price thing. And we got order feeds that can show that this is market maker orders. And we're going to present it to the public. And I looked at the piece of software the guy was talking about, and the claim that they had data, market maker designated options data to, like, create their software was incorrect, because it didn't match the software application. The software application requires order by order market maker designation. Like, an order comes through the exchange, and you'd have the idea to say, oh, that order is belonging to a market maker. And so you would take that data feed and create some kind of application for traders to use. I caught them marketing fluff, and I called out Unusual Whales for this. And the guy was basically like, no, man, we got this secret data feed kind of thing. I'm keeping it close to my chest. He's like, if you don't know, then I'm not going to help you. I'm like, I literally have a Rolodex with every options data feed provider in town. and like a handful of them alone provide Greek data. No, there's no such thing as a order by order market maker designation in the data. You can't buy a data feed and like the time and sales is like, this is retail, this is market maker, this is a dealer, this is a broker, this is, you don't see that. You know, they have bulk data that tells you like, you know, distributions and stuff. You know, commitment traders is an example of a bulk data, right? In futures, but they don't have that. And the claim didn't match the application that I saw. So I called out this guy in Unusual Whales. And he started a bunch of stink like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. And now I got a bunch of industry professionals backing me up, also talking to us. So it's pretty like some guy from, I don't never heard of them, Vol Signals, a company. They seem like a really smart dude. He's like, what exactly is the claim here? Let me follow him back. He's like, what is the claim here? He quoted the same post where I told Unusual Whales, you are absolutely lying. There is no, I did this. You're absolutely lying. There's no data source that you can buy anywhere because no exchange requires market makers to report as data as market makers. Either case, Opera does not send a questionnaire to portal entities to ask if you're a market maker, blah, blah, blah. I talk to Opera on a weekly basis. So there is no data feed that gives you time and sales of market maker data. I said, what you're holding, what we in the business call an open interest Greek heat map, is an OI multiplied by Greeks and presented this way, is a clone and spot map of, it's a clone of Spot Gamma and other heat map companies, i.e. Unusual Whales was presenting. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you. Let me show you. Anyways, I'm having a conversation with some industry folks who jumped in the conversation and sort of supported a little claim here. So I mean, yeah, I'm not arguing with my girlfriend, but that's kind of funny. Should I be? But yeah, but sometimes like I said, I like to fight for truth for you guys. And as you see, resilience was never wrong. We fucking nailed it. I'm not in the long. I'm not taking risk. But you guys see, we didn't fall for the fake outs. Can I have a round of applause on how good resilience is? Yeah, so it was like a professional conversation, and this is my comment. And I want you guys to just note, you have to be careful and don't even trust somebody that has 500,000 followers and doesn't mean anything at all. This is what's presented. A zoom in function to this Periscope market maker positioning on charts. And you guys know me that every time I see a Greek heat map, I kind of vomit in my mouth when they say the word market maker. Can I make this thing big? Okay, here it is, guys. Here's your market maker heat map. You want me to tell you how you make this? You want me to tell you how you recreate Unusual Whales' tool in Microsoft Excel using Thinkorswim? You could download all the Greek data that you need. In this particular case, you can multiply Charm and Vanna and Delta and all this by the open interest and create yourself some kind of heat map. This is a heat map. By comparison, what you're going to learn is that in a heat map, you're giving all this noisy data. As you see, there's downward, upward, downward, upward, downward, upward. Have fun actionably trading that. Where's your level? Where's your key pivot? Is it pick one of them? By contrast, hedge pressure and monthly hedge pressure is one level for weekly and one level for monthly. When you derive data into a certain type of presentation like this to make it actionable, that's the whole reason to do analysis to identify market makers. Where's the bulk of the longing and selling to balance positions out, right? So what we did is we've taken the data and created a model to assume where dealers are. The reason to assume where dealers are, you have the raw data, and if you can assume where dealers are, then you can assume where their risk is exposed, bullish or bear, or long or short. The reason to identify dealers is to make one level of just the dealer's exposure. Here's where they're longing, here's where they're shorting. To have dealers and still present it in this noisy heat map means you don't have dealers. And to also say market maker positioning on charts, this is not market makers. You take the open interest and you multiply it by the delta, maybe by the gamma, and maybe by some other Greeks, and you can produce a chart similar to this. Nothing in Greek heat maps is market makers. Market makers is filtering every single order that comes through and saying yes, no, no, and throwing out most of the orders and keeping the ones that don't, and then taking the orders you have left and then building a model off of that to assume that's the dealer option. Okay. And you derive that data from the raw data. But the presentation here, I've seen every Greek heat map software on the planet. I know this is a Greek heat map. This is Unusual Whales trying to get it on Spot Gamma Business. You can make this yourself for free. Please don't go buy it. I can teach you how. And then I just said, I love when people create OI heat maps and call them market maker anything. Retail has been suckered into buying trash for way too long. And then started an argument where the guy was like, and I said, there is no data feed for market maker positions. And he says, that's where you'll find you're uninformed. Have a good day. So this guy said that I'm uninformed, and every industry professional just backed up and said that he's wrong. He's lying. And so whatever the case may be, he said that I'm wrong and whatever. And there's a conversation that just spun up where people are trying to say, so be careful, because a lot of people market some stuff. I said that someone can claim they're in possession of data feeds showing market maker positions. I'm as professionally qualified as you guys and have exchange agreements, blah, blah, blah. I call my exchange contacts to verify, who in essence laughed at the claim, which I did. I called Opera directly. And they said that. And they said, yeah, thanks for a respectful response. And he's like, you're right and wrong at the same time. And then he explained a couple of things. Says the data is not finished. You can create it yourself with some work. And I said, you are correct. I actually didn't explore the conversation as far as you did. I said, as a firm who did create a finished data set, I took the data and derived it further. This is how I know you can't just buy it, you build it. We built one with our firm, and nobody sells a finished data set, yada, yada. Unusual Whales guy either severely out of the loop in his own company, or he's just doing what most do, which is use big words as marketing fluff, which are otherwise meaningless to the application but sound cool. And then Kevin Green was saying, well, CBOE has a data set with the market maker designations, which we both agreed, like at the same time. He goes, correct, just not on trade by trade basis. And then I also said the same thing somewhere. I said, correct, just not on a trade by trade basis. We actually both responded practically at the same time to the same thing. So it's like a lot of people that are in the know, you know, are talking about what actually is out there. And so, right. So be careful. It's not really drama. It's just like, and then we're saying, he's like, yeah, it sounds like they're trying to build out more. And I'm like, yeah, I've been eyeballing this juicy data feed for a while with my fingers crossed. And Vol is like, yeah, I'll be shocked if they designated trade by trade basis. And of course they never disclosed the data. Yeah. This would likely never hit retail, even if this holy grail was ever made. But one can hope. One can wish. Like, it's cool to see people like, so, you know, you guys have been like pitched and sold trading products forever. It's a hot topic to market with the keyword, the word market maker. And a lot of these people do this and try to sell you a piece of application. You want me to teach you how to make Unusual Whales' Greek OI heat map for free? Grab some popcorn, bitches. Come on, do it. All right, let's open up Excel. Let's have some fun. Save yourself some money. All right. Let's go. And this will take me roughly 5 minutes, but I'll show you how to do it. I will remake their tool. All right, so what you do is you go to Thinkorswim, and you're going to open up the All Products tab in Thinkorswim. So go to Thinkorswim, go to the top, find all products, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in anything. Let's use SPY as an example. Type in SPY right here. What it's gonna do is, as soon as the data pops up, it's gonna give you all the options data there is. And let's have some fun. Let's just open up a couple of them. So we're gonna put all, so have all the columns open. We're gonna make sure we change this to have, let's make sure we have customized column sets. Let's have some fun with this. Let's put all the stuff in here. Let's put theta on there. Let's put, I don't know, let's put gamma on there. Let's put delta on there. And let's have some fun. Again, I'm waiting for my trade. You guys are hanging out, but I'm gonna do my trade in just a second. Still waiting for the market to pull back lower. Delta, Gata, damn, do they have like Charm, Vanna, none of this? Oh, I gotta derive those in Thinkorswim. Okay, let's just do this on the basic size, and let's pop open interest on there. Okay, done and done and done and done. Okay, so let's say okay, perfect. Let's just grab one set of strike data. Let's go to the top, let's go export, and we'll do export to Excel. That copies that to a clipboard. All you do is you go to Excel and you do Control V, oops, and it should paste the data in here for you. Let's give it a moment. Well, let's try that again. Export to Excel. Okay. There we go. And there's all the data. All right. I'll do this on the side so you guys can still watch the charts here. Resilience is not improved yet, so I'm still waiting for liquidity pocket every single time long at the bottom. I'm waiting one more time, so you guys just stick around here. I'm waiting for here to here. So here's how you recreate like the spot, gamma, unusual whales, all that stuff. Here's how you make it, all right? You have, looks like you have the calls over here, and looks like you have the puts over here. Okay, let's zoom out a little tiny bit. What you can do is you can just basically create this like, let's equals the open interest times the, I don't know where these, the delta. Did I put that on here? Delta. Okay, perfect. Then you create yourself like a nice little tool here. And you can do all your exposure. And then you can go in here and make a chart. And you can have fun with this. You can literally just have fun with mixing and matching all your Greeks and all kind of different heat maps. You can insert a little chart here. It's been a while since I used Excel. Let's use a scatter plot. Perfect. Let's use this one. Okay. And then you go here and you play with the source data. Select data. Chart data range. Let's just pop this guy in here. Let's just pop this as the data range to plot. Let's hit that OK, series 1. There you go. And now you got a heat map. What you can do is you can invert this. I don't know how to fucking invert this data set. So let's turn this on your head on your side. But as you see, with your head turned on the side, here's a delta weighted OI Greek heat map, and you made it in 3 fucking minutes. Please don't buy this shit from Unusual Whales. Go ahead and clip the stream. And go for it. You can mix and match all kind of different Greek heat maps as such. I can also create a, you know, a $50 million company off of this, but by all means, you can use Thinkorswim and create the data yourself. Again, this is showing a lot of interest at, oh, I don't know, what is this? Whatever strike price this is. I put the axis on here. You guys see the strike price. But you can see what I'm saying is like you can create a Greek heat map in, I don't know, 2 minutes time. And I guess wherever this, I didn't put axes on here because I was just trying to do this fast to be funny. But you can also plot, let's actually change a series here. But it's not hard to do. It's not exactly what they have, but let's do the X values and let's make the X values as, let's do strikes, right? Let's plot them by the strikes. Actually, let's invert it ourselves. So the X values, let's go ahead and make the X values as being, let's see what they're doing. The Y values is strikes, the X values is the data. Okay, so let's do the X values of the data, invert the chart ourselves. All right, and let's do the Y values as the strikes. We can get that same cool look that they have. And let's go ahead and make it, right? You can make a Greek heat map. It's very simple to do. How'd it look? All right, you guys. So we got a Greek heat map. That took, well, that took an extra minute. Okay, so in their defense, it did take me 6 minutes to make this instead of 5. But you do that with the put side and the call side, and you get yourself a nice, noisy fucking heat map that could sell to people, and you'll have some fun with that. So, any questions? I know I'm goofy on the stream, but I'm also a very, very, very advanced mathematician, and I can see bullshit when I see it. How much to buy this? Oh, this is $200. I'm gonna make, yeah, no, you can buy my for $200 a month. Asking for a friend. Now I can automate as it is. Now again, I just did, I think the right column here is puts. I didn't really double check. Maybe it's the calls. I don't know which side that is. It's just the put side. Yeah, so I can do a put side. I can do a call side. I can assume parity, non-parity, whatever I want to do, and create some kind of overall model with the call side over here and the put side over here. And now you got a noisy heat map. You can go out there and make some trades on, which is totally fine. And what I'm going to tell you guys, which is kind of neat, is go ahead and have fun trading off of your noise. And when I see your heat maps like this, a noisy, there's your puts, there's your calls, there's your puts, there's your calls. I can do the other side and put them over here just the same, but I didn't. I just showed you one side to be lazy. There's your noisy put side, and you got it right here. So you can do the same thing. It's not market maker or anything. It's bulk options data in Greeks. It's open interest as reported once a day from Opera, multiplied by some Greek. I just weighted that by the delta. You can weight it by anything else you want. Have fun. So yeah. Nothing personal to them. They're a decent company, but a lot of times even decent companies bandwagon something and then market it as something it's not. You're not buying market maker or anything. And I had very severe conviction to speak up against that, as I always do. For 20 easy payments of $9.95. Why are you calling this a heat map? Well, I mean, it's a 2D plot. Yeah, it's a one or two dimensional heat map. It's not a 3-dimensional map like this. In a 3-dimensional, like, it shows you where on a 2-dimensional plane or a 2-dimensional area, it's where the heat is. Kind of the same thing. I mean, Seiyu is being a little more technical about what a heat map is. It's just, yeah, it's more like a 2D plot, but even so, it shows where hot spots are in, as I call a heat map, is something that shows where hot spots are in an area, basically what it is. Sorry, you're sticking with spot gamma, LOL. And nothing against these companies, like nothing against this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not a bad analysis. It comes across as rather noisy because the open interest doesn't necessarily share with you a lot of information. By contrast, Rocket Scooter this is the one level that matters inside of all of this. It's not like anything super simple either. It's not like the max or min has any more power. There's something very interesting about the math that leads to us one conclusion of one level. And that's the difference. But you can create open interest, things like this, and they come out looking like, that, and more power to that, but it's not market maker or anything. The only reason you have market maker anything is to isolate this data into an actionable pivot, as in this is where the dealers are gamma positive. It's supposed to be a gamma. And this is where they're gamma negative. This is where the majority of dealer hedging is short and the majority of dealer hedging is long. Because of that, that polarity shift from short to long here, it makes this level very actionable with predictable high volume. If you can't boil down everything to one actionable pivot of high volume, the whole purpose of even seeking out or creating dealers is lost to you in your application. Like, why would you even waste time trying to find something dealers to not boil it down to a single place where here's where the dealers are longing, here's where the dealers are shorting in bulk? If you can't do that, then you have no idea what you're working on. And so the reason to sniff out and find and isolate dealer activity is that the gamma maximum for dealers means that this is the delta hedging maximum of dealers, which means this is maximum volume for dealers. And that volume will present itself as a volume spike. Okay, check. You've done it right. Number two is, if you have the right location, you will get not only maximum volume, but you will get a resistance pivot from both directions. And that's the whole reason to look for dealers. As the first in the world with a retail side dealer model is Rocket Scooter. I know that no one else has one because I haven't seen anyone else present it in a single pivot solution, which is the reason to hunt down dealers to begin with. An actionable pivot. One pivot. If anyone else presents one pivot, I will pat them on the back. If you present a noisy plot, you're not dealer nothing. You're just open interest, puts and calls as such. And by the way, every single time, set up one more time here. Do I think now is a good moment for long? So guys, how did we do today forecasting this part of the market? Did we do all right? Not chasing the long, just waiting for it to play out every single time. Pivot, QQQ, and SPY. Bear zone top, pretty good, right? Now, inside of the pivots, the first time we tapped it, resilience was negative 0.9. The second time we tapped it, resilience is negative 6.5. While it's EST, the pivot has gotten weaker. More stocks have sold off. Again, what I'm doing is I'm showing you that every time I take an action here, I'm analyzing what the data looks like. Res is 2.2 here at this bounce, and at the second bounce again, it's -6. There are fewer stocks bullish or pushing through half gap than there were before. Here, Nasdaq was -21. Here it's -40. It's less strong the second time, not stronger second time. While the pivot may still play out, it's weaker the second time. Therefore, I have to get in at exactly the pivot, and I might not get a full run off of it. Okay? So be very careful on this one today. But guys, see, we fucking nailed it. We didn't chase out. We didn't jump in on this long. I took the initial long. I've sat out. Oh, I didn't even show you my P&L. Sorry. Let me show you guys. I tried to long yesterday and took a loss. So I started out this morning with a little bit of a loss. I tried to long on the news when we fell to MHP here. I took a long and then I stopped out, and then I just took a moderate loss in those two. On the stream today, I think I was trading this one and then these two. And I'm sorry, all of these, and these two are still negative. So I'm still waiting on an opportunity to try to put these other two accounts positive. Earlier today, when I was switching my DOMs out, I was going to pull one of these DOMs forward to try to beat it. So essentially this morning, I grabbed longs across the board and brought these up. So these were down pretty big, like maybe 3,000 and 5,000, because I did hit it long here. But I'm still crawling back, so it looks like I'm almost positive again. And I'm not trading stupid today, but we'll see if I can turn this to a green day. Oops, let me make this easier for y'all to see. Maybe y'all can see this. There you go. But yeah, I just grabbed it on my MHP. I shout out on the Discord I was buying MHP, which I did, and then got squeezed out. It sucks. Res is doo-doo. Yep. Absolute doo-doo, y'all. All right. Wait, somebody says, to be fair, vol signal uses CVA position jacks, so it's different than open interest from options chain. Agree with you that unusual whales is lying. Oh, hey, what's up, volatility? I love it. Yeah, like, I think it's kind of cool when I meet other people that are smart enough to kind of like dig through. Retail doesn't know any better. They see the word market maker and they get excited. It sounds cool. It's kind of marketing noise. It's kind of oversold beyond what it really is. And it's kind of like, you know, not that I'm accusing them of doing this, but it's kind of like the era where you're like, you know, the guy on the stagecoach with the, you know, with like the bow tie and the barbershop whole get up. Hey, step right up here. You want to buy this tonic? Cure your stomach ache. Clear your wife's hysteria. Make everything good. Get rid of that acne all in one. Drink it up. Have a sip. Come on over. You look like you need a hand in life. Come on over. Yeah. Right. And it sounds kind of like that. And you get these kind of people that are just like, I have bad skin. Hey, step right up. Get up here, sir. Have some of this, you know, and you're just kind of like, you know, you see like the dumb bumbling trader public going, market maker, I know what that is. That sounds cool. I'll have some of that. Come on right up. We got it for you, you know? And I'm just saying is that it's not really that like snake oily, but it is kind of like, you get away with it because no one knows better. And it really takes like a dude like me or someone else to kind of come through and say, And I'm not too afraid to like call out an unusual whale. Sure, they're big on social media or whatever. But, you know, it's like, you guys, nobody knows any better, and the retail just gobbles it up. So it's not like it's bad software. It's not like it's a bad application, but it's not marketed to you as what it actually is. It'd be nice if it was. And here's what it actually is. It's a spot gamma clone. It's literally an exact similar clone, maybe slightly different than spot gamma. And it's their nod on doing what they do, which is to sell a competitor's product and have their own version of it. Spot Gamma made a Coke, they made a Mr. Pibb or a Pepsi or whatever to their Dr. Pepper. It's just their own version of the same thing. And to stand out, they're marketing it differently, which I find to be a little inappropriate. But hey, whatever. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. What size is my stop loss when I take a normal trade? In a non-volatile environment, it's usually 40 points underneath the strong pivot on NASDAQ and 10 on the S&P. So now my trade I'm waiting for, as I'm just goofing around on stream, and I'm sorry to kind of reveal the big secret sauce behind spot gamma and unusual whales, but you guys can clip that and go make your own heat maps and plot them out, have some fun on your own for free with Thinkorswim and Excel. Great impression. Hey, sir, your mustache is looking a little oily. Want me to clear that up for you? Step right up. Oh, yeah, my mustache is getting a little oily. Sir, I can take the curls out of that mustache in a heartbeat. Come on over. Hey, ma'am, how's your vision? Looking a little blurry? Got the tool right here for you. Take a sip. This tonic will make you see right over them there hills. Baby crying too much? Give him a spoonful. Stop there, belly aching tomorrow. It was like the same. I'm going to be the next CoffeeZilla. I don't want to be the kind of person that does that. Here's another EST push. Again, resilience is slightly better. Now the market's improving. So now the market is starting to slate up for a good bull run. So let's get ready for it. Res is getting better. We'll see what we get. Today looks better. Oh, it didn't update. Man, I hate when that happens when I'm looking at it and it still is showing yesterday's. Okay, so it hadn't updated. Let's go through it real quick. Let's double check. Are we in bear zone? Or are we still good? No, we're still, yeah, I think it did an update, but when it did, we're still kind of in a questionable spot. This level is good 3 days out though. We're back to being bullish from here. So it's not really too bad. It's not the best right now, but QQQ is good. QQQ is better than the S&P. And even if we hold the same area, it stays bullish from here. Yeah, you're right. It is different than this morning. You're right, because I remember they were both in bear zones. Thanks for letting me know. So QQQ is better than this morning's accidental read of yesterday. We should be okay. So it looks like monthly maps are better. Appreciate you correcting me on that. Yeah, you're right. All right. Wait, I got to log in again. Hold up. What the heck? Let me log back in here. That was a gypsy. All right. So let me load this up. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, you guys, I have no desire to like, you know, it's not like I'm out there dogging on a competitor or something. I'm really all about like truth finding, especially because, and again, let me just toot my own horn here a little bit. I am technically capable, when many may not be, of calling bullshit in a highly technical space where people put a lot of faith and trust in providers who can just sell you snake oil at this point, because not say anything mean about any of you guys. You guys are capable, smart, intellectual human beings, and this just deleted all my shit. No, I gotta redraw it. You may not be, not you, but many people may not be smart enough to know they're being fooled, because it's sophisticated math. It's nothing against people out there. It's just you're kind of being sold some very heavy math that you may not know is, it just looks cool because it's too complicated. Remember there's a, what was that quote in The Big Short where he's like credit default swaps, tranches. Does this sound difficult to you? Well, it's supposed to be. The fat cats in big banking love to use big words that you don't understand so that they can make you think they can do, that you can't do what they can do. But it's all bullshit, right? You guys remember that that quote? He's like, does this sound complicated? Because it is, right? It's kind of the same thing. People just hear, oh, market makers, Banna, Charma, it sounds cool. Oh, it sounds technical. I like it. Let's go with it. But you're kind of like, there's nobody out there like vetting the correctness of what's being sold, right? And so in reality, in my business, market maker has become a hot keyword to use in marketing when most people don't have something that is doing that. And they're just tack on the term to match their competitors. Man, I gotta redraw all of this. It logged me out and cleared my cache. Well, damn. Okay, let's redraw stuff. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. I don't know what happened there. All right, we're talking about right there. Is it like, let me go back and see if I have like, order flow is another, yeah, order flow is another buzz phrase that people use. Like, what does that even mean? There's some joker dude that I saw trading using NinjaTrader, some kind of goofy looking indicator that's like, it looks like the fucking opening scene to Empire Strikes Back, a jubilee of laser light battles in colorful shapes and exploding triangles and trapezoids. And I saw the person say, well, he's order flow trading. I'm like, what does that even mean? What are you even talking about? What order flow? What? This is clearly looking at the candles and drawing a bunch of shapes. Order flow what? What does it even mean? You're looking at the time and sales, and then what? Like, what are you doing with the order flow? And this is the order flow, the flow of orders, the time and sales. Yes, candles are order flow. This is an aggregated order flow data set presented in candles. Proceed with your explanation. Order flow. Tell me more. Tell me more. Candles are order flow. It's like redundancy, right? So the point I'm saying is order flow, I'd be doing some kind of further analysis of the orders as they come through, like, you know, bookmap, right? Something that's going to take the order flow and kind of display it differently, like bubble. I think you like bubbles or something. If there's a lot of volume at a certain tier, it starts to show it. And that's order flow analysis in a good way, right? They're doing something good with the order flow. But if you have overlay charts that look like this, okay, like, I don't know. Here we go. You got this right on your chart. I don't know. Let's put some more of them on there. You got this on your chart. All right. And you got, I don't know. Let's put some more of these on here. Triangle pattern. Why the fuck not? Let's go. Got some of this on your chart. Let's put a couple more things. I don't know. Let's do some, how about some smiley face emojis? You got a little bit of this on your chart and you say order flow. I'm a little confused because an order flow would sort of like present the data not as a candle overlay on your chart. Yeah. So anyways, resilience, nice and tidy here. We're at half cap with positive res, right? Things are looking pretty solid. But same as before, I'm going to wait for the liquidity pocket break and then jump on here. So we have positive res here. It might be a good time to long on this, right? Things are back to normal. Res is positive. Let me take a small stab, just a small one. Yeah, let me hit these two accounts that are negative with the bull setup here. And let me hit this with just a small position. But it's like when you do order flow, you're going to have to like, you know, kind of come across as a little more than just shapes on your charts. Yeah. Order flow needs to analyze the orders as they come through, the time and sales. If you're building indicators with the candle data, they're not order flow and nothing. You need to be watching every order that comes through, and the ticking of the candles don't count. Most order flow is going to be looking at the orders themselves and recompiling the data into some kind of presentation. Bookmap's a great example of it, right? Exchange traded volume. Yeah. Where is TP Matt? That's a good question. I lost all of my numbers here, and I don't know what the freak happened, but let's hit it. All right, so I'm gonna get some. Let's just get everything here. I'm gonna copy them from my other chart. We've got 2264 Nasdaq. We've got. I'm looking for yellow line and red line. Let's see what we got here. But people just like to kind of like repackage 6133 on the S&P. I think people like to repackage what they've made just to remarket it, just to kind of create some, you know, and honestly, retail folks don't know any better because they don't really, you know, invest a lot of time in researching this stuff, which is understandable. All right, 22,264 on NASDAQ. Let's pack it up. All right, we're gonna do a giveaway in just a little bit, guys. Hang tight. 264. But it's good to see that like other industry folks are like, you know, jumping up and chit-chatting about that earlier. That's who I was chatting with. Trust me, like I said, if there was a market maker data feed for all the order flow, I'd be the first person to buy it. Dude, like, really? Talk about the holy grail of trading. Even if they were to ever create something like that, even if it was available to make, there'd be zero chance it would ever be packaged and sold to retail, number one. Number two is that data doesn't even exist anywhere to be compiled. There's nobody that collects that information at the per order level. It's gathered through like, you know, position reporting, and in bulk, CBOE or other companies can grab that bulk positioning. Like, okay, this many orders or this many open interest is belonging to this category, this much, or this much is belonging to this category, this much is belonging to that category, kind of thing. All right, so we've got 33 up to maybe the gap fill, 34.29. So that's $1.30 on Qs. It's 52 points from here. So 84 is my target for gap fill. $1.30 on Qs. Okay. All right. At least fill the gap. All right, about be there. Let me double check this. Let's see, 130. 130 off current price. Yeah. Let me double check. Comparing about there. About maybe there. Yeah, so that's about it. With positive res, we're just going to fill the gap. So on NASDAQ, we also have an LP, kind of a similar spot. But this time, ooh, well, hello. You got a little dip there. Let's kind of toss back in. I don't know what's going on in the news on that one, but let's add to that. Give me that little bear fake out there. About here. Oh, that's just the liquidity pocket. Okay. All right, good. Let's get it. All right, I like what I see. Positive res, everything's good. I just got a nice juicy dip to buy. Oh, I bet LP one more time. I don't know. Should I do 3? Back to S&P. Oh, that looks pretty tasty. This is pretty good for a move up. I do like what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm adding a little early there, but I am taking the bull long break on this side here so I can get a run up to fill the gap now. You know, my SPY targets here. Just add it on the dip. There's your bull zone bottom test right here. This is where it is. 72 and 62. Okay. There's the bull zone bottom test. DD is greater than half. Resilience is positive, baby. Let's go fill the gap. You guys know the drill here. Finally make that trade I wanted to get. And we were talking for gap fill. PT is 61 up to 62.7. So 17 above. Off of bottom here. So 89 for gap fill. R&R on this is roughly 1.7 to 1. I'll take a 10-point stop and close on the other side of here. So I'm going to do with this trade is kind of babysit along and hold through all of this. I am 3 here. Actually, probably should be 2 and long 2 more. If we start to lose this, I'll trim out, but I'll hold 2 and I'll hit 2 more there so I can ride 4 up to the top as long as res is positive. So all the stocks look good now for a run up. So the market just repaired itself. Things got a little better. And all conditions are good to fill the gap. So we're good on this. Let's run it up, baby. Let's get these counts green. Let her rip. Let her rip. All right. We'll give away in about 10 minutes, you guys. Sorry for the waiting here for this turnout here. Curious what they have to say about dark pools. Dark pool information is not really that terrible to understand. It's not actionable. Dark pool data is reported after the fact, and so it's always delayed in the effect. You're not going to get dark pool coming through and say, aha, there's a big order at this place. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe I should long because of that. Well, you're a day late. A dark pool order is required to be reported. Different orders or types are required to be reported at a certain distance after they take place. And sometimes you'll see, I think dark pool timing is like, I don't know, what's it like 10 or 15 minutes? Hold on. When? But within a day. Okay. Trades executed, blah, blah, blah. So dark pools must be reported to FINRA within a specific time frame. Trades executed between 8 and 8 p.m. must be reported within 10 seconds. There you go. That's what I thought. It was 10 minutes. So 10 seconds. Okay. Trades executed between 8 and 8 and the 8 between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. in the overnight have the following day to be reported. So the overnights have a day. The intradays have 10 seconds. So as the data comes through, you're just witnessing like somebody trying to sneak in or out of position. Most of the time when you're executing via dark pool, you're trying to get out of your trade easily. Sneak out or sneak into something without other people knowing. A dark pool is going to like leak your order in small bites. You're going to pay them a service fee. You're like, hey, I need to get like out of my position. Usually if you want to get in a position, you have inside information or something, you want to sneak into a position midday. But if you want to get a good fill on a position, you're going to use the MOO process, you know, buy at the open kind of thing. Usually with dark pools, you're like, okay, man, I got to get out of this. We got to sell today, but we don't want to like crash the price by selling. So, you know, strategically get us out of this. And the dark pool will be like, okay, I'll take your order. And then they go out there and kind of like distribute it slowly and kind of sneak it out. And your order at the dark pool is reported. And so that whole process is like designed to have people maneuver big trades quietly. And whether that means they have inside information, that's kind of what you're hoping for. I want to sneak into this order. Let's get in on it. Okay. But most of the order flow in the dark pool is like, I kind of want to get out of this, but I don't want a bad price. If I sell it outright, my fills are going to be shit. I'm going to completely tank the stock 2% by trying to dump everything. So let's get out slowly so we can get the better fills. And that's what you're kind of seeing. And somebody getting out of the way doesn't necessarily mean they have inside information. It could just mean they need the money back to go buy something else. So with dark pools, it's kind of hit or miss if it's even useful. On top of that, it's not actionable because it's late. So dark pools also became a hot data feed topic, but it also alerts you of just big movement, which isn't a bad idea to kind of like back pocket that knowledge. Okay, well, somebody's moving a big position here. But then from there, where do you go? Do they have inside information, or they just dump an Apple so they can go buy Meta? Like, you don't know the motivation, and the dark pool order doesn't tell you that. And so you kind of have to infer further, like, what does it actually mean? To me, I found the only things that I find actionable are things that isolate and show volume. That's it. For me, if it shows me where volume can be, then that's actionable. That's all I care about. Dark pool volume is like an order that was previously filled. So it's not like it's volume now. And it's not like it's going to create an effect on the market. But I haven't really explored it further. Just in theory, it doesn't seem like it'd be worth looking at, so I haven't. Dark pool sounds like a spinoff of Deadpool. Okay, you guys ready to do giveaway? All right, everybody, TPT. No, don't type it yet. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. Give me 5 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Hold up. TPT. We're giving away 2 150K accounts today. 150K, not just the 25s, not the 50s. 150s. I'm going big today. TPT 150. 2 of them. As we get closer to our 1,000 viewer goal, like I said, I will go buy 20 additional Tradeify funded accounts to give away every month, you guys. Keep using the Rock Scooter code and we keep growing. We're going to keep giving back as we always do. Type it once. Enter the drawing. Enter the drawing. Ah, Stu, I love your post, man. That was kind of cool. All right, let's hang in there. Let's hold that bull zone. Let's rip it good. Hopefully get a good trade off of this. Every single time, liquidity pocket one more time. Resiliences are good, and whatever drawdown I end up taking, I'm hanging on for it for the gap fill. We should be pretty okay on this one. My setup here is to be long inside of here to move to there on positive res greater than 0 for the full gap fill here. A stop would be just like earlier today. Anything down here is out of the trade. But yeah. Like, you know, and of course, if you guys have any questions about anything out there, I give respect where respect is due. You guys don't ever hear me like dogging on Spot Gamma. They present their data with integrity. They tell you what it is. They don't fluff it up with marketing. And so it's not like I'm like, okay, Matt just doesn't like competitor products or something. As long as you're truthful about what you're presenting, you may be able to fool the public at large, but you're not going to fool other math people. And hopefully this is kind of understood. And if you guys have a question about anything out there, like, hey, Matt, what is this really? What's this indicator? Like, I can look at something and tell you how it works. I looked at Unusual Whales' Magic Market Maker Beanstalk, and I showed you how to make it in Excel. I can teach you how to make stuff. I can look at something and usually see how it works. And I can always maybe give you guys a neutral opinion about what I think something is on the surface. A lot of things get hyped up a little more than they are. So, I've never heard of Mythor Q. I've never heard of them. You have to kind of show me, like, show me something in Discord, send me some pictures, some videos or whatever of something. Say like, people are like, hey, Matt, check out this guy's technique. Is he full of shit? And I don't mind taking a look at it. And, you know, I'm very good at spotting if people are doing something different or saying something different than they're doing. I'm very good at seeing the discrepancies of that. And let's hope that we get this nice bull zone bounce here. I did hit it heavy so I can catch the wave inside of here. Stocks are moving good enough that I don't trust this red to sell off. And unless there's something I don't see happening, I think I'm still pretty good. I'm taking a little heat on this, but I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally fine for the gap fill. I don't have any fear of this selling off now. And we should be good in 1 hour or less, hopefully, to get this run up. We just got to survive this liquidity pocket area. My biggest fear is I get swept out and take a little bit more heat than I want to, but we're really close to the edge here. I didn't expect us to fall a little further, but this is totally fine. We're totally good here. What's the gap filling in Q? It's 184, give or take. The key gap fill, yeah. Like I said, the reward to risk is now shifted the other way, and it's pretty good. As long as these lines stay good, we should be all right. Hopefully, let's take a look at NVIDIA and some of the stocks. They're just bouncing around. Even with NVIDIA on the south side of half gap, we're still holding the forward. So it means other stocks have started moving. Like Apple is starting to move. Amazon's starting to move. Google's starting to move. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. Okay. Let's see if NVIDIA can pick up some steam here. Go, NVIDIA, go. All right. Euro close time, yeah. Gamma flip location. I don't think it's the same. I've never seen it though, but I don't think bar chart has, it's probably just a, well, I have to look at it. What's it called? Gamma flip. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what they're doing here, bar chart. They're probably doing a gamma weighted distribution of open interest and just showing you where that flips to the other side. The difference between something like this, the technique is very similar, trying to approach what like hedge pressure is doing, but the difference is that they're probably not filtering the options to isolate dealers. The generic gamma flip of all the options that exist is not necessarily an actionable pivot, because you can't prove that these out of the money options are going to have any hedging done against them by any means, because they're expiring worthless likely. So when you filter out options that aren't being hedged against, you're going to actually get the real volume pivot that you're looking for by doing this. So an example would be, and I'm not saying this is bad information, it's just that when you get these kind of analysis tools, it uses all the options, so it's a little noisier. And it's not really, the data is a little skewed to the edges because you have extra data out of the money. Look at this, 6,100 calls in S&P huge piece of data that's probably skewing this towards the right, but that's 6,100 S&P. That's calls way out of the money that expire today probably. So are they even useful information to pull this balance point away? So let's see where they're 59.85, right? And so let's see. 59.85. I don't know which contract this is on. It's not a bad thing. It's just like everything else, though, is what I was trying to say. See, like everybody is making like a clone of the same type of thing. And it doesn't really give you like an actionable, like 59.85. Which contract is that on? Let's see if that is anything close to. I think that might still be the M contract. So even so, do you see 59.85 even being interacted with, right? It's not even a pivot you're talking to today. And so, you know, how useful is that? Well, the data is clearly skewed because it utilizes all the open interest. And this is kind of what I talk about these heat map companies as part of it. Not that it's not like it's bad information. It's like, it's basically where everything started, using that kind of information to try to make inferences in the market. And it's not bad. It's just not giving you anything to play with. 59.85 is not even something we're touching today. So the difference is that when you filter out with dealers, you can find a little bit more actionable stuff, something to play off of. And today's example was monthly hedge pressure. And let me put it back on the chart. Let's do the drawing in like 5 minutes here. 22.066 and 60.70. So like our quote unquote gamma flip is 60.70. Okay. Right. If you want to see where the gamma flips positive, the negative of just dealers, it's 60.70. We're right in the ballpark. And when you touch it, the way that you know it's actionable in dealer stuff is because there's volume when you tap it. When you tap it, there's volume. This is the dealers. This is how you identify it. When you get close to it and trade through it, you're going to get volume. Just like that. All right, back to tap the EST right here. I am taking the gamble long through here that we stay bullish and positive and fill the gap. So let's see if that works out. And on NASDAQ, let me put that really quick. It is 22.066. So our stuff is like right up here in your face. And here's the NASDAQ pivot. And when you filter out the dealers, you get actionable pivot nearby. And here's the volume off of it, the volume off of it, the volume when you pass through it. And that's really what you want. When you're looking at dealer stuff, you want to find volume pivots that you interact with, not something off the charts. So bar chart is good, but it's a SPA gamma clone. They're all the same. It's the same thing I did in Excel earlier. All right. All right. And I love bar chart. They're one of my favorite companies out there. Bar chart and I are tight. We talk all the time. Okay. But see, they're not marketing it. Like they're presenting to you what it is. It's very, very traditional put wall, call wall, gamma exposure by strike. And this is a very common tool. Nothing here is trying to sell you the idea that it's market maker or whatever. Now, what I love about bar chart is they try to tell you exactly what it is. Gamma levels measure the change in delta exposure for options based on change in the price. Highlights important price levels or the significant gamma based on market positioning and open interest. And they literally tell you what it is. And this is why I love bar chart. There's no marketing fluff. They're not trying to sell you something that it isn't. You get what I'm saying? Total respect for that. And they even tell you what it is they're doing. So much love for the folks at bar chart over there. All right, guys, ready to do giveaway? You ready to do the giveaway today? God, we're getting so close. You know, every single day, if we get to 1,000 people, I will give away a Tradeify straight to funded account every day. I will buy 20 more to give them out every day. Tradeify donates 15 a month to give away. 15 accounts. I buy a lot more. I will buy even more. I want to give away stuff. So welcome to the stream, guys. A bunch of people piling in here from wherever. Where'd you guys, about like 200 people just showed up. Where'd you guys all come from? Okay, guys, ready to spin the wheel? You ready to do this? All right, let's do it.
Resilience.
Giveaway time. Take Profit Trader. Amazing service. If you guys are tired of Apex, TPT is the way to go. They're the Apex killer. Daily payouts. No trailing drawdown on eval side, only on funded side. Very, very, very cool. Everyone here uses them. We love TPT. We're giving away $250,000 accounts right now. We do giveaways every day on this stream. We give away 100-something accounts a month. And this Friday, we're giving away a lifetime rocket scooter, $4,000. And as we grow, I'm going to do more and more fun giveaway stuff. Eris, type something in chat. Your winner number 1. Ooh. Like how the glasses are on top of the headband. I have a new fashion statement going. See, I used to wear them under the headband, but I'm starting to find out that above the headband they look even cooler, or maybe less cool. And before you ask, no, you can't have my FTX brand sunglasses. These things are a collector's item right here. True story. Some friends of mine all got invited to the Bahamas to go hang out with the FTX people like a year before everything went down. We never made it, but they made it. I didn't. But oh, how the tables have turned. Can we get some run here? All right. Eris never said anything. Well, sorry, Eris. New winner. Eris is not here. Winner number 1, 150K. Lambo Raw. Manifesting a Lambo. I love it. Or he already has Lambo, 1 and 2. Lambo Raw, all you have to do is type anything in chat right now. Did people just decide to enter the giveaway and then go take a leak? Lambo Raw, finally you're here, buddy. Okay, one more. Ooh. Lambo Raw's like running from the bathroom, like zipping up his pants, little pee stain in the front. Wait, but I'm here. I've been there, dude. I've been in trades. Just kidding with you, man. But I've been in trades before where I'm like downstairs and I hear like the siren is like, woo! When I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, oh shit, and I'm running up the stairs to get out of it. Hopefully my trade takes off. Mike W 3689. I feel like you won something recently too. Why your names all sound familiar? Cool, man. Mike W, congrats, dude. I appreciate you guys being here. Let me tell you how you claim your prize. You got to do 2 things for me. All right, the giveaways again every single day, and when we go on My Funded TV in a little bit, we're going to be doing giveaways there as well. Thank you to the winners. Thank you for being here. My Funded TV, they give away like, God, sometimes 50 accounts on my segment. Oh, who's the new host, by the way? I wasn't paying attention. They have a new host. Is it a new morning host? Is it somebody coming on after me? They really didn't tell me anything, so I don't know. All right, winners. Go into Discord. Send me a message that contains the following. A, your email for Take Profit Trader. If you get any of these instructions wrong, you forfeit the prize. If you don't do it within an hour, you forfeit the prize. Send me an email, a message in Discord. Take a screenshot of your YouTube ID, including your logo from your perspective, and then send me a message with that, your TPT email. Start an account with TPT. Make sure you do that. And then I'll get your accounts within the day. Now, I've got one of our employees is going to step up and start doing the giveaway stuff. That way it can be done rapidly throughout the day. For me, I don't usually get to it till the nighttime. But starting tomorrow, and everybody that still has giveaway accounts to be given, we have to go hunt them down sometimes. I got somebody now unemployed to do that, so we'll be able to turn our giveaways faster. Anyways, we give away 100 accounts on the stream every single month. Using code Rocket Scooter, we keep negotiating with our partners to give us more. And we love you guys for supporting the community, and proceeds go to support the platform development of what we do here. Clint, hey man, Rocket Cadet in the house. Thank you for supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Cool guys. All right, so we got about 45 minutes to head over to My Funded, so we're gonna chill here. I do have my long position. Golden setup, everything's perfect. Greater market's bullish. Stock ratio greater than half, check. No irrational signals. Market is fine, check. Slight index divergence, but we're kind of cool now. All of my confluence indicators are positive and good. Good for a gap fill. We have bull zone bottom here, which is support. And I'm in the trade from here to there. Let's hit it up. 1,000 views is a funded giveaway. Yeah, if we get 1,000 viewers in our stream, I will give away a Tradeify funded account every time. As long as you guys keep using our code, we're going to take those proceeds that we get from our affiliate stuff and then just buy you guys accounts with it. I mean, come on, do you guys know me? I mean, I run Rocket Place. I've got 500 vendors run their business through us. I run Rocket Scooter. I'm a trader. I have 17 revenue streams. I make a ton of money. Affiliate money is pennies. Who said I buy accounts and give them away to you guys? That's what I like to do with it. So we'll have fun with it. So why am I not trying to accumulate a salary from them to buy a Lambo? Instead, the more we have, the more code use you guys use, the more giveaways we do. And we're at 100. We just started doing 100 at the end of last month. God, I love that song. I can listen to that song all day long. As we get bigger and bigger and bigger, I would love to share the wealth with you guys further. So thank you for supporting the community in the stream. Joining as a Rocket Cadet, you guys get extra emojis and other cool stuff. We really appreciate you guys supporting our channel that way. We do have 22 mouths to feed here at Rocket Scooter, so any little bit helps pay the bills. So we love you guys. EST setup on the break. Half gap is support. These indicators are the liquidity map suite in Rocket Scooter. It's a mix of gamma exposure tools and arbitrage indicators. Arbitrage is tracking the stocks in the index. Right now, QQQ has a gap from here, open to close. Okay. QQQ gap down is likely to fill its gap if this white line is greater than 0, which is what I'm betting on. When's boot camp? We start on Monday. There's 2 bonus classes that you guys can watch videos on this week, and probably like Wednesday, I'll do the Trader Funding Program Masterclass. We'll do that on Wednesday. How to get these indicators? Go to the description. It's in the Rocket Place. Actually, right below your comment, Darisha, Riri, right underneath your comment is the bot that's posting the link for it. Appreciate your matter of the fact discussion and straightforward talk. Oh yeah, cool, man. Well, I love it. I think that's why people, you know, I'm an acquired taste, I think, but I think people like, I kind of take a no nonsense approach to stuff. I'm naturally a skeptic. I'm a former math, well, I guess I'm a current math nerd. I like data. I like numbers. I'm an engineer. It's my job to like sniff out facts, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm decent at figuring out if somebody's, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and presenting it as math, and yeah, I can kind of see through the noise there. Bring back Big Soap talk. Oh, I don't want to scare people away. Big Soap is listening. Be careful. All right. As you guys know, the world's greatest chips. I wish I had an affiliate code for Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. I'm going to tell you, this is a godsend in life. I'm narcissistic. Well, no, it's more like marketing, right? There's a stream persona is a marketing thing. The part about streaming, I'll tell you a trick about streaming. Streaming is about, you have an influx of people. People come in and they leave. The average viewer duration, 30, 45 minutes, something like that. So you have to constantly repeat yourself because you have to constantly spool ads every so often to match the dynamically shifting audience. So part of the marketing or the persona is to present certain things multiple times throughout the stream. It's part of the trick of being a streamer. Sorry, I'm crunching your face. Don't sell off. I love these chips. They're so good. You have to constantly it's kind of like you have to think of a show that's 5 hours long as an overlapping, repeatable batch of 30 minutes because that's your average viewer duration. So hopefully every time a viewer lands, they hear one time, hey, I got a code for this. I got a code for this. And those of you that stay all day probably get annoyed because I have to repeat myself 50 times. But in streamer world, that's kind of how it works because while some of you just kind of come and go for 15 or 20 minutes, every time I get a bump in viewer base, I kind of drop the pitch. It's look, streaming is a science. There's a reason we're going viral and getting big, right? It's a science. So we just had 200 people stroll up. I got to drop the backstory in. Come on. You gotta understand. I gotta drop we're the affiliate. Use our code. Here's our story. We like to donate to the stream, and that's why you got to keep. You have to pay attention to your viewer numbers in real time. And streaming is really an art form. It's not just being up here talking. So just hopefully I know probably sound like I'm a repeating parrot in a record. I know it's annoying as shit to hear the same story a dozen times. Trust me, I know. It's all part of you have to kind of do it. I know it sucks. And FX is my boy. I love FX. We're buddies. You have to be some kind of bipolar to stream. Dude, you have to be fucking nuts to stream. Yeah, it's horrible. You have to be a certain type of person. It's very hard to do. It's really hard to do well. Because it's not just being on stream and doing your thing. You have to kind of understand how streaming works, playing your numbers, right? 200 new faces show up and you go, oh, well, maybe they don't know what we do here. Let's drop it real quick. When I'm on the My Funded TV, there's a whole panel of people in the back end that's telling me what to do. Hey, we got people here. Hey, we're going to do this. Hey, we're going to do that. So there's editors and producers that are watching this stuff in real time. Hey, we just got 300 people in. Let's do the giveaway. Things like that. There's a science to this whole nonsense. I know it's lame, but you got to, win in Rome. Come on. Bull zone bottom. Let's go. Half cap support. Let's go. Fingers crossed. Do we need the monkey paw song? Okay. I'm not going to put on the headband this time. I'm just going to headbang, okay? So this song, guaranteed, when it's playing, green candles come out. Come on. Come on. John knows. He knows. That's the song. But yeah, I promise though, at home, I don't sit here and stare at the mirror and talk about how awesome I am all the time. IDOC would probably tell you I'm the most quiet person in real life. And when people ask what I do for a living, I'm so shy about it. I just say I work in finance. That's all I say. I never tell people I'm a trader. I run 2 tech companies, this and that, this and that. I just go, what do you do? Oh, I work in finance. What do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm a neurosurgeon. I do this. I work at this hospital. I work at that. What do you do? Oh, I'm like, I just work in finance. I'm a finance bro. I actually am super humble, and I don't like, in real life, I don't like bragging. I feel like if you brag, the universe will take away from you. I've always felt this. I feel like everything that you have in life, no matter how hard you worked for it, you're a product of luck. It doesn't matter. Every decision I made to turn right, turn left, turn right, walk this way, stop this way, led me to right here. Had I made any one of those decisions differently, I wouldn't be right here. So everyone owes their success to luck. Everything, or God, or whatever you believe in. No one deserves what they have. You were one step away from being Jeff Bezos, and he was one step away from being you. So for you to go out there and celebrate yourself for your achievements, I feel like the universe has a lovely, ironic way to humble people. So I've always been really shy. My family gatherings, I park down the street. I don't park in the front so people can see that I drive a $100,000 car or whatever. I've always parked down the street. There's a school across the street from my mom's house, so I always park out there. Because I always got really shy when people are like, oh, nice car. And my family shows up in like a modest car. And here I am, the trader with all the money. I've never been a person to show it off. On the stream, I have a persona for sure, but in real life, I'm very, very quiet and humble. I don't even tell people I day trade. You're a data analyst? Yeah, like... Plus, if you tell people you're a trader, all they want to do is sit there and talk to you about the bad trade they recently made. Oh, dude, I just got into Bitcoin. I lost all this money. What should I do? And I'm like, I don't want to answer these questions. Like, you tell people you're a trader, they're baiting you into a conversation about the shit they're investing in. And they're going to ask you what you think. And you just kind of don't want to look at them and say, man, you're stupid. Yeah, dude, I bought like Dogecoin last month, and I'm just like... I feel like if I tell people I'm a trader, they're going to say something to me, and I'm just going to look at these people that I'm supposed to be friends with and tell them they're just dumb. And sit the smile and nod. No, dude. No, Trump coin? Yeah, no, fart coin? Bro, that's a great investment, I tell you. And if you side with them and then it goes wrong, then they think you're the idiot. So you can't even say anything. So you just tell people you're a trader. All right, Monkey Paw song, get this market going. It's trying to move, but it's not moving. It's starting to curve a little bit. Let's get that squeezy squeeze. Well, I tell us when I enter a trade, I'm in a trade. Mike, post in the Discord on the contest channel, Mike. If you can't reach me or send a friend request, I got the time step. You should be good. Post in the contest channel and just tag me. Somebody says, lesson, don't brag in real life. Only in stream is the key. You're right. Stream persona is not the real person, you know. Streamers all got to sit there and say they're the best or the best. I don't think Pat Whelan stares at the mirror and goes, I'm fucking awesome and I got a big dick and I'm great. Just people are goofy on social media. It's all part of the show. You guys want to see a trader doing loud trader shit? I don't know. Maybe Pat does stare in the mirror and talk about how big it is. I don't know. But I don't think people would really do that. Divine gratitude unlocks the key to unreal levels of inflow of things. There you go. God humbles you when you need it. Yeah, I feel like I've been humbled enough in life that I attribute everything I've acquired or earned to luck. While I did put a lot of effort into learning and having skill, it was luck or outside power beyond what I was doing that led me to here. So you don't have a right to brag about you making the right turn when someone else made the left turn. It's the product of random chance or luck or divine, whatever you believe. Love the music. Care to share how you approach the market? I trade with two major principles. I find volume. I predict where volume is going to be based on certain types of indications. For instance, gamma exposure is one of them. When you find volume, you have right entry points to trade from. I find volume. I can find flow direction based on options exposure levels. So I can basically volume and directions what I got. This arrow is volume here, direction there. The second thing I do is arbitrage. A lot of my indicators are looking at the stocks all at once in one bite, which is down here, and telling me what the stocks are doing. Where now the indicators are telling me that stocks are filling gaps here. So if the stocks are filling their gaps, they gap down and trade it up. The majority of market cap is moving up. Then S&P and NASDAQ are underpriced because this is the gap on QQQ and SPY. So QQQ is trading down when the stocks are filling gaps. So there's an arbitrage opportunity that QQQ should snap up to connect with the stocks. So watching the stocks and looking for volume is what I do. I'm an ES watching the NQ. Right, they're going to pivot at the same point in time. I'm watching both at the same time. I'm flipping between them. They both have a similar setup. S&P, monkey paw, come on. Did we use all the monkey paw fingers, I think? Looks like if the monkey paw can't get it to move, by the time the song is over, it might not move. But maybe it's got to energize and wait on it a little bit. The S&P has a similar setup to NASDAQ. It's the same thing, kind of. There's not really much of a difference. So I'm kind of thumbing between both of them at the same time. They're both going to kind of pivot at the same place in the same time. So S&P has the same sort of pivots here. Yeah, Mike, I got your friend request. My stop losses are going to be 10 points underneath my strong pivot. So today is a tandem setup trade. It's going to be a little kind of difficult. It's your first time here to understand what I'm going to do, but let me try to explain it best I can. Here is called a liquidity pocket between these two gray lines. And liquidity pockets tend to hold 90% of the time. My first long out the door was LPs. So I long from here to here every single time. I always take the long in this direction. Here is what we call a bull zone bottom. This is where the bull zone starts. Let's do bull zone. Once we pass in the bull zone with volume, market's clean and ready to go. So I will long here every time, and I will also long here every time. So right now I'm engaged in my first long from here, and I'm willing to add to my position here and therefore stop below all of that. So right now I'm trying to build a long inside of here to bet that the liquid market just doesn't crash. Usually liquidity pockets will hold as a seeding point for breakout. And if it's bullish, then we're fine. But I try to get my position as I can closer to here for the run. I find liquidity now long it, as somebody likes to say. So I have an entry here and an entry here. I have two possible planned entries to play on. I got my first entry right now. I'm kind of at par with where that is for the bigger run up. Yeah. All right, 30 minutes till we go to My Funded TV. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We're going to still hear and trade here. Hopefully this run goes up. I'm still trying to work these two accounts that are negative, positive. The reason I lost money on those was I was playing last night. I grabbed the news dip, like just being like I was. We fell to monthly hedge pressure, which was here. And I bought the dip. My balance, it was doing very well. I was up $1,000 something bucks. And then it fell out and I took a loss. I was down maybe like 5K and 4K or something on both of these accounts. The down one was like 9K when I started the day today. So I managed to work all the accounts up from here. And these two each gained like 2 or 3K this morning. Tyler, listen. Bro, you and me and IDOC are going to have a phone call in a couple days. And we got you, dude. I'm going to send you to the Matt School stream. IDOC's going to send you to the IDOC School stream. We're going to give you all the tips. How'd your stream go, by the way? I hopped on my phone for a little bit and saw some of it. Bro, don't even sweat it out, man. We got you. I'm gonna send you to school stream. First lesson free. I got you. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot to set up. There's so much you got to do. You know, but you seem to have everything. I saw you got a ring light, which is good. You got your laptop, which is good. You got a camera, which is good. Your camera looks good. Your lighting looks good. Not bad. How do you get music in your stream when this is all? Yeah. I would probably get a second monitor. This helps. A second monitor that just has all your shit on the side. Like, I got a second monitor here. I can watch YouTube chat. I can watch everything. I play my music from here. I pause my music from here. I've got like a million things open on this screen right here. All the tips. Nice try, Diddy. I'll show you all the tips. Get out your baby oil. The hell I'm eating. I know. I'm sorry. I'm crunching the stream. Look, right here. Like my world's most favorite breakfast in the world, Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. I need to read Think and Grow Rich. I've never heard of that. I'll definitely have to check it out. Am I expecting a drawback? No, I'm actually expecting the market to move quickly from here. Why is this so slow? Yeah, because I think people are still on edge about the Israel stuff. I don't know. The market's shrugging it off right now. Clearly the stocks are starting to move. Need more monkey song? I know. Monkey paw's all used up. We do have one more heavy metal song. This is the other one that's kind of cool. The monkey paw song just had a delayed effect, but support here, support here. Bam, bam. So I'm looking for this to gap fill. This is exactly what I'm looking for today. This is like one that kind of sounds like, it's like country rock, you know? It's like it's a song that sounds like rock, sounds kind of metal, but it's like a Texas country band would be playing it. Down, 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 down. It sounds very Texas country, man. It sounds like Karate Kid. Oh, dude, we need that song from Karate Kid, the one from the first tournament. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Sounds like Kansas. Oh man, that takes me back. Chicken wire and flying Budweiser. There you go. You're the best around. Yeah. Leave me on the rocket's edge. Dude, that's great. These lyrics are hilarious. Like the text enemies get all excited about this, man. This reminds me of every country bar I've ever been to. Even though it's like rock, it's certainly country rock. It's not, it's so Texas country, man. Did I create the song through AI? We had a contest where everybody here created songs and the winners got prizes. So we had narrowed it down from like hundreds of songs. And we narrowed it down to like maybe 10 or 20 of them that we kept and we used them. Southern rock, yeah. Down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Blind monkey swing the line. Burn out down. We had a bunch of them. Hold on, let me see if I can pull some other ones. We had a ton. We had like a ton of them in the song submission channel. Hold on, let me just pull some random ones. I don't even know what some of these are. No, that's the fun one. Okay, hold on. This is Hydro's song. All right, hopefully this trade kicks off, man. Oops. What the hell is going on here now? Big candle on number? What's going on? We get the wee woo coming up. Hold up. I think everything's set up here. All right, something in the news. Iran, Israel, what's up? What do we got going on here? For military aircraft over the Middle Eastern region amid rising Israel tensions, blah, 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 blah. Shrug it off. Don't mean anything. Entry-like resistance, bro. Don't even flinch at that. Nah. 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 We're filling the gap. This sounds like budget share, doesn't it? Kind of like that disco sound to it. Hold on. Yep, so let me pick another song.
Money trails lit up screens, fingers tapping like machines, trade the future like a dream.
Oops, that was a good one. Hold on, oops.
Rocket, scooter, racer, cream.
TJ Maxx share. Kind of like an AI Dua Lipa. Yeah, that kind of sounds like that too. Where did I get my news? I use Financial Juice. All you heard was saying something about tickling Pickle's pickle. Really? The dirty version? That's the... No, the dirty version always lives inside your head, bro. Like, we know where your head is most of the time. That's the Tyler version. Also, the Russia isn't playing to help Iran. Is that what it is? On the market's no longer caring about the stuff over there. You can tell. It's very easy to see. I didn't even fucking flinch. You're right. No, I ain't flinching at this. Let's roll up. I'm rolling up 300 bucks now. Finally, I'm in the green on this trade. Let's hang on. Looks good. Regarding moving averages, EMAs apply only in previous days. Are they relative to the viewing time and chart? They're relative to the... Good question, Gray. They're relative to the to the previous candles from that moment you're looking at, based on the candle duration that you choose. So example is if I choose 1 minute example for candles at the top. So your candle duration I set is 1 minute. Then each one of these bars is 1 minute candles, okay? If I have a 15 period moving average, it starts from now and goes back 15 of these, whatever these are. So 15 would take the average of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 14. 0 being the current one. If you set this to 5-minute, it would look at the last 15 5-minute candles. Set this to hour, it look at the last 15 hour candles. So great. Hopefully that answers your question. So the viewing time in the chart, the official name for that, you call it a candle duration. So it's their relative to the candle duration itself. Yes, sir. I got you, man. That was a bear fake out. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So an example, a straight up moving average is the average. And if you're basing it on the close price, for example, it's the close price of each of these candles. So it has a little bit even further detail, which give you a little more information. A candle has an open, close, low, and high, right? So when you create a moving average, you can actually tell it which one of these data points to look at. So the parameters of a moving average, let's say, an example, I'm going to do moving average of SPY of a 15 period 1 minute. So 15 period moving average for SPY of the 1 minute candles. And I picked close. It'll take the close price of each of these 15-minute candles and then do the average of all of that. I can also change this to be the low, the high, or the open. By default, most of your moving averages are going to be looking at the close price. So just make sure when you make one, you get all those choices to play with. So, but it just looks at the previous period. And a straight up moving average is just the average. There's a weighted or linear moving average that uses weights that weighs each of these candles differently. The further back in time is weighed differently. And it's got a linear, I guess, transform, if you may. Not really a transform, but like a linear weighting. And then there's an exponential, which has an exponential weighting, puts much, much faster weight change per candle. And so when you add any kind of moving averages to a chart, you're gonna have the same thing. Like if I pop a random chart here, NASDAQ, let's put like a moving average. I haven't done this in a while. So I may be. I think they call it SMA in Thinkorswim. It's been a while. Yeah. So no. Moving average. Maybe it's moving average, exponential, weighted. I don't even know where simple is. Oh, here it is, simple. Okay. Add selective. Here we go. Close, 9, 0, and no. What do these parameters mean? Close, the length is the period, 9 period average. Displace, what does that do? Oh, it shifts the line to the left and right. That's just a visual thing. Okay. So yeah, so normally, and then of course you can set open or close price as here. You can set open, close. You can even, looks like you can do halfway points and stuff for the actual data point that they're putting in the calculation. Yeah, hopes that helps you learn a little bit about your question, answers your question. Wait, is that? No. Which one am I looking for? So why does the 5-minute duration go past the left more than 5 candles? Oh, okay. Good question. Okay. So a moving average is a separate thing. You can think of the moving average as its own plot. So let's draw our own plot. Here's the moving average that I'm just drawing right here. This single data point here uses 15 candles. Example, let's pick 15. All 15 of these candles go into this single data point. It's rolling. The data point before it is using these 15 candles. And the data point before it is using these 15 candles. So each data point is grabbing the 15 previous to it. You got it? Okay, cool. Cool. Hopefully that helped you see it. It's kind of hard to visualize, I know. So hopefully that helped. It rolls with your data. Yeah. I got you, bud. No problem. What's the difference from EMA? So, like, let me see if I don't want to draw it. So let me pull a visual. Song's a little catchy. Let's find an image. Okay, so I don't have a good image for it. Okay, I guess I'll just draw it, whatever. A simple moving average is just taking the average of the data points, right? It's like data point A plus B plus C divided by 3, okay? The example of a 3-period moving average. Value of A plus B plus C divided by 3, that's the average. A linear weighted moving average would be something that gives, and if you think of like A is here and B is here and C is there, you're looking at the last 3 data points, A plus B plus C. A linear average would take like A times 3, I'm just making up something that's easy to understand, B times 2 plus C times 1. The linear being these weighted factors you put into it that make it like a triangle. The closest data point is multiplied by more, the previous data point multiplied by less, and the previous data point multiplied by less. It gives more weight to the closer data point than the further data point. And so you have these multipliers in the equation. An exponential is going to be A times 4 plus B times 2 plus C times 1. It's 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Instead of a line, it's like a curve. So it gives even a faster weighting to the nearer points on exponential. It's always a lagging indicator, right? Because it's not even, it's just looking at what the last so many data points are doing and then making a guess. In reality, all a moving average kind of does is just smooth out the candle data. It doesn't really provide you any extra information. It just is going to kind of like smooth out the candle data to kind of give you some sort of like general trend line. It's a way of trying to find what is the trend of all this noisy candle data, smooth it out a little bit. But the more you smooth something, as you know in math and data, anytime you smooth something, you delay it. So Matt should be a teacher. I do like teaching. I used to teach at University of Houston for a little bit. What is this song? I taught fluid dynamics and material science and engineering. How to get the resilience indicator, futures trader? You can only get it through Rock Scooter. So we got like AI skillet over here. Y'all hear skillet? That's what I hear. It takes me like all the way back to college. It doesn't have what's her face, Corey, or is that her name, Corey, the girl? She's not. Usually the guy and the girl are both singing. It's been a while since I've listened to them. Corey and John. Yeah, John Cooper, that's his name. Yeah. Yep, fun and future. We gotta get out of here, guys. All right, I gotta bounce. Hey, everybody. All right, do me a favor. I want you guys all to go to My Funded TV. I'm going to be live on there in Lunch Money with Madam there every single day. Then we come right back over here, and we'll be back to streaming in the afternoon. I don't see their live show. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. All right, you guys. All right, everybody go over here. Start hyping up chat. We'll be over there in just a second. Lunch Money with Matt. Trump needs to stop tweeting. 100%. All right, guys. I love y'all. We got to bounce out of here, though. We'll be there live. Go over to My Funded TV. Go say hi. Go say, you know, hey, what's up? Same thing, same trades, same live stream that I've got over here, but we'll be over there for a little bit. They do a ton of giveaways, so everybody pile into that, and we'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully this trade will be done by then. Hopefully so. Trump, stop saying stuff.
Is gonna do you much better. That's